In any case, all right, welcome to our Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea campaign. This is let's see, it is now the 12th day of the ninth year. Oh no, 12th day of the 11th month of the ninth year. The party has headed back to the main island uh, in the Lemurian Remnant and has got a little, taken some time to heal in the city state of Jamaquette. They have collected rewards for their bringing in of the pirates, shutting down the pirate menace, as it would be. And of course, as promised, they were allowed to keep the boat. So they have, although they haven't named it yet, so we'll figure out what happens there. But they've got their own boat. Spent some time, but while they were going through the stuff that they found on the pirate ship, they did find references and not really a map, but kind of notes that seem to lead to a location of some kind of treasure, though it was guarded by something powerful. I don't know if I told you guys that, but it said something about powerful guardian, but that's all it really said. If, but of course, being bold warriors, the group has decided treasure. So they're heading back to the Isle of the Serpent to seek out what might be there. So before we get into that, we'll have you guys intro your characters, and as we kind of come up on the Isle of the Serpent, you guys can let us know what you're up to, what your plans are, etc., etc. And I will start with Rush.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Coughing. Sorry.
Okay.
So I will be playing, or I am playing Estrella Calameris, who is a monk of Apollo. And Estrella has been spending the last few days, having returned from the jungle island, um, I guess, deep in thought and meditation. During the last outing, when they went after the pirate camp, she fought another monk named Kang, who she just assumed would be on her level, maybe just a little bit more training. And as it turns out, he'd had a lot more training, and he basically beat her to just about as close to death as he could without actually killing her. Um, she was literally a bloody pulp. The druid was able to stop her from bleeding out with some uh, with some magical healing, and then she spent the entire sail home to the 2 day sail home, laid out in the bed, bleeding all over the place. Um, I guess with Sorka tending to her, and since she's been back to town, she's been a lot letting the cuts and bruises heal on her face and whatnot, and she's been, just eating and meditating and trying to look for better wisdom, better decision making, and trying to make sure that she's going to be a more of a help to the group. She's not 100% sure that how helpful she was, other than as a punching bag, but this last round of fights. But she's grown to like this band of companions, and she wants to stick around a little longer. So that is Australia and what she's been up to the last few days.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, she's very humble because you did a pretty outstanding job considering what you were facing. Uh, I would say, Podesta or Nikki.
It's all right. You can call me Finesta. She is a bard, and yes, Estrella is way too humble after watching her take all those punches and basically get beaten in front of her. Finesta managed to assist with her device, the Rod of Suffocation. which allowed Brighild to help and stab her spear into the bag. And luckily, we were able to get Estrella back, as it would have really, really been a shame if that would have been your end, considering just how wonderful it was. It's a good fight. She is thinking that she wants to go find this treasure that's guarded by a watery beast. She thinks that's pretty interesting. And she's really happy to have defeated High Priest Clang, as she didn't like him, as she so often doesn't like the creepy men that hang out at temples. And and she is just kind of chilling. She spent some money carousing, but nothing crazy this time. And she's looking forward to the next adventure. But she also still does want to go back to the temple eventually to see if Yassiditz has managed to regain control now that Clang is dead. And that's Pinesta.
Excellent. Tony, tell us about Brickhill.
Brickhill, the past few days, has spent much of her time around town and familiarizing herself with the boat and the ship. And he's been showing her some things that she can help out in case needed. But as this day has come with their mission of trying to find maybe some lost treasure or artifacts or whatever it beholds on this information, you see her back into her what some would say would be her sullen moment of staying to herself, and she's sitting there painting the red paint that she often does sometimes on her face and down through her cheeks. That she does, and she stands up and looks towards Tulok, and she goes, "Do you have your bravery about you today, Tulok? I have a feeling one of us may need it." That's Brighild, the imposing, the warlock.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Tell us about Tulok.
Tulok is the Eskimo ranger who hails from the frigid tundra known as Plain of Lang, and he's normally seen wearing a pair of snow goggles on his head, but they were stolen very recently during a wild night of carousing. So normally you would see him, you never see him without his pair of snow goggles on his head, but now all that you see is a very pronounced tan line. So he spent about 80% of what he earned from the previous adventure just partying with all these monkey people. And, after one night, he got up and said, "Oh no, what happened to my goggles?" So after losing his memento from home, Tulog is visibly troubled. You've caught him multiple times looking to the north and sighing longingly, going like, "Oh no, my goggles." And but he spent past few days training his three mercenaries on like different formations. He has been training them how to like use two of them to use their shields, while him and another one would use their ranged weapons. Yeah, and he answers Brighild saying, "Well, if courage is something that's required, I would make sure that I would muster what's left in me." And that's Tulok.
All right. Okay. Looks like actually Sorka was below decks. It's she's about to come up. Oh, I think. Is she coming? Yep, there she is. Okay. Let me know when you're fully logged in there, Crystal, and you can do your intro for Sorka. We're just doing the character intros now.
Yes. I am playing Sorka, the druid. After the last mission, she helped to heal up Estrella, was uh, who was hurt very badly after the last mission. and Sorka is just sort of catching up with the group now and trying to figure out what we're going to be doing next.
Excellent. Awesome. Yeah. Right. Sorka definitely grabbed Estrella from the edge of death's door, however you want to say it, and helped keep her alive. Anyways, so that's all good. Actually, considering there was a massive last session, there was a massive attack against the pirate encampment. While some of the unknown henchmen, it's better not to learn their names, fell during the battle. None of the PCs died, so that was good. So you guys have been sailing back to the Isle of the Serpent with the intent to seek out this treasure that could be buried here, guarded by a watery guardian. I mean, you've now sailed here 3 times, so it's not really a big deal. I'm just going to say, for the sake of making it make sense, that Tam is able to sail the boat with Brighild's help, of course, but he will stay back with the boat since Mike's not here. As you guys coming up to the island now, you have a pretty good. You made a pretty. You made a guess, I guess, which is pretty good. I'm going to clear these drawings. You guys are on the map, right? In Roll20, I put you in the right place. You're on the island.
Yeah, I see the map. Yep,
okay.
yep.
All right, perfect. So, you're based on what you were reading. You are from the reading or between the lines, or whatever. You would guess that this treasure is going to be up here on this plateau, since there is a big lake right there. So that was your guess, anyways. Last time, there's also a lake over here, by the way. You're guessing it's over in this direction. So the question would be, assuming that you're still planning on heading to this lake, do you want to beach the boat where you did the first time, which is down here? Kind of knowing that the river that you followed practically heads to that area, or do you want to seek out another harbor? You would know that, like over here, for instance, because you remember you've circled around this entire beach. You would know that over here you've got Sandy Beach, which would also be theoretically should be capable of landing, as well as over here. Although that would probably not be the ideal spot based on the cliffs around it. Did you have a plan? Do you want to go to the same place you went before? Do you want to change it up, or something a little different?
Brickhill would definitely suggest that they land, the area they're familiar with there. They always land at, since they know that general area. That'd be her suggestion.
Yes, I was just about to say, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't follow the river again.
Right, because that's you've basically gone that way like 3 times now.
Right.
So you've got that down pretty safely. As a pretty safe harbor. I guess the other option too, which I mean, it would make maybe a longer trip, would be to park where the pirate encampment is. Of course, you don't know. I mean, you're pretty sure you got rid of all the pirates. You certainly have the boat, but of course, you don't know if any would come back to that spot. So probably the safest place is over here. So you guys, you park the boat. It's a pretty big boat. It's a junk. So it's not like you can just pull it up onto the beach like you did the smaller boat. So you're going to probably anchor it just offshore. And then, of course, you've got the smaller rowboat, which I'm assuming you took with you as well, because it was attached to the junk, that you can use to go back and forth to shore. And I'm guessing that's what you do. So your goal is basically to get up here, right? Up onto the plateau?
Yes.
Okay, by the most direct route. All right, so we're just gonna move you there. Let's see. So that's 1, 2. Okay, so let's go through and so let's see if we have any fun, interesting encounters on the way. Because it's such a peaceful and safe island, the island of the serpent. So Rush, go ahead and roll a d6.
Oh, sorry, I'm here. I'm like trying to get to the place that's like unmute, mute. Oh no, then they gotta do this. No, unmute.
You do it all the
D6.
time.
3.
Oh, excellent. That's always a good number. So yeah, you travel. I'll just use here. Okay, no intro. Okay, so then Nikki roll a d6. So you guys are right here now. Well, you're going to be here in a second. In the hills.
Okay. I also got a 3.
Oh, 2 3s in a row. Interesting. So you're passing through the hilly area. I'm just kind of, you've been through this area before, so it's mostly jungle. Although you mostly stayed along the side of the cliff. Out here, you're pretty much in open land where these hills are. I mean, it's still jungly, but it's much more open, so you don't have those super tall palm trees out in front of you, and you can see the plateau pretty clearly. And of course, you can see that there's an area around here that should be workable to get up there. So as we approach that area, let's have Tony roll a d6 to see if you encounter anything there.
That is a 1.
Aha, perfect.
Tony.
Oh, in a good spot too. Exactly where we want it, right there. Well, because that is a special spot, I know exactly what you're going to encounter.
Special spot.
Yeah. As you're climbing up the side, actually roll another d6 to see if you're surprised. And I guess you're only surprised at a 1 because you have the ranger. 6. Okay, yes, you guys are not surprised. I mean, you've covered this area before. You've seen that these really large birds, although you haven't seen them super close up because they've always been flying overhead. But I guess you caught them when they're a bit hungry because there are a flock of them. How many is in a flock?
Is this the real large ones that we've seen from a long distance, you're saying?
Yep.
Oh,
It is, yeah. Yeah, they must have been like out over the plateau because you didn't really see them. I mean, you didn't get surprised by them, but you can. Actually, let's see if they even see you. Let me roll to see if they're surprised. No, they're not. Okay, so they do see you. Huh. I'm sorry, I'm trying to see how many they're supposed to be. Okay, it does not say. Oh, here it is. 2d4. Okay, let's see how many there are. 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, so there's 5 of them. They seem to be, they're doing that thing that birds do where they kind of fly in like a V shaped, and that they see you and they make some squawky sounds, and you can see that they're going to make a dive bomb. You guys are essentially climbing up the steep side of the cliff right now, without too many trees or anything around you, so you're kind of in open land. And there are 5 of these birds. So let's say, what does everybody want to do? Estrella, what would you like to do with the giant birds swooping down at you? Long neck flying reptiles.
So they are like actively attacking.
They're coming. Yeah, they look like they're dive bombing you. Yes.
Hmm. So I'm gonna take I guess, a defensive stance. So I'm gonna do the thing the advanced fighting technique that gives me some extra AC because I want to I want to kind of wait and see exactly what, like, I don't know. We've had several occasions where we go to attack an animal and we may not necessarily have, so I'm not gonna attack it unless I don't have a choice. Like really don't have a choice. So I'm gonna give everybody else a shot to do their thing.
Fair enough. How about Penesta? What's your plan with these birds? Would know.
Missile?
Okay. How about Brickhild?
she's going to continue to climb since there's nowhere to try to hide here and nothing. We're in the middle of this climb. She's going to try to climb, but I'm going to use well, no, she probably couldn't use that. She probably climbed. Sure, I'm just going to climb, use everything I got to keep climbing to the top to try to find a
All right.
place to get out of the way.
Okay, you're looking for shelter. Okay. Tulak, what's your plan?
What's their range right now?
Oh, that is a good question. They're currently at 100 yards away.
Yeah, he's gonna tell all of his henchmen and and him, they're all gonna do missile.
Okay. And how about Sorka?
Sorka's going to cast a spell.
Okay. Awesome. Australia, let's roll initiative for your side. 1d6, please. I got a 4.
So that's dungeon.
2. Okay. They're going to go first. Let me just quickly check something here. We've seen these a million times, but it's the first time they actually have attacking you, so I should check something. Sure that they long, slender heads. Okay. Oh yeah. All right, they are actually flying towards you. But they don't. If basically they don't get to you. In phase 1. So in other words, even though they beat you in initiative, they're not close enough to you to attack you by the end of phase 1, which means everybody that's on your side gets to do what they're going to do. So it would be missile first. So Panesta, they're currently 50 yards away. No, yeah, 60 yards away. Sorry,
60.
they're 60 yards. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That means I can hit him with my boomerang.
Okay.
Try to scare him off.
Yeah, so that'd put you.
I don't think so.
It's still in short range. Oh, nice. What boomerang one so far? No, armor class
No, armor class 6.
6 hits him.
Oh, it hits him. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Give me some damage.
Be gone, foul birds. 6 points of damage.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, that hurts it. I mean, they're only skinny little things. They're basically like skinny turkeys, except reptiles. Also doing missile fire is 2 luck in your 3 henchmen. So go ahead and make your attacks and seize this. Are you targeting one creature, or are you shooting a different one? Or...
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, 3 henchmen are all targeting at the same target that Tulak is aiming for.
Okay. Those are their
Yeah.
rolls.
Yeah.
The first level, right?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, they hit. What, 2 luck?
Tulak is going to aim, fire 1 for this phase.
Okay.
And
That doesn't hit.
Yeah, he's gonna let another one go.
That's a critical failure, that first one, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is.
I think you are correct. Thank you, Tony.
Yes.
Because it's red, so
it's red. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I didn't realize that, but yeah,
Yep.
that was good. The Crystal pointed that out a couple of sessions back. That's very useful. Okay, so roll a d12 to see what happens in that first shot, because you might not get the second one off.
Uh-oh. D12. 8.
8. Okay, that is your fighter type, so that is drop weapon.
Oh no.
Okay, you can whip and pitch. Oh, hold on. It pitches 1d6 plus 4 feet in a random direction. So I guess let's do it. Okay, it's gonna go 6 feet, so just basically in front of you. Behind you. So go ahead and explain how that happens.
Yeah, he lets out a shot, but then his grip on the bow slips, and instead of the arrow propelling forward, the bow actually snaps back and lands 6 feet behind him.
You released with the wrong hand.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so roll some damage for the henchman's bows. They just have regular arrows. Right?
They have
6.
crossbows.
So they
I
have
think
crossbows.
it's
So
light
D6 plus
crossbow.
1?
One. Yeah. So roll d6 plus 1. One of them does 6 points. The other one does 2 points.
Okay, nice. Doesn't kill one, but it definitely hurts it. Okay. And then we are to the spell phase. Sorka.
Sorka pulls a small stone out of her pocket with these druidic words written on it, and she begins to chant this druidic chant as she casts light towards one of the creatures, towards their eyes, and they have to make a save versus sorcery or be partially blind.
Okay, well, they rolled a 1, so that definitely fails. So yeah, that blinds one. Okay. So I'm
It's
gonna say,
partially blind. It's a -2 penalties on attack, armor class, and saving throws.
okay. Roll a d5 if you have one. Or I guess a d6 and just reroll a 6.
I can just
Yeah.
type it into.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this one is partially blind. I'm just seeing which one it was. Since all this is happening kind of at the same time. So, all right. So the one that you get with the spell is not one that's been injured yet. So 3 of them have basically been affected here. I'm going to do a morale roll right now because they are animals and they are taking hits. That is a 10. Morale is 7. So they run. Right? Yeah. So they actually have another 40 movement as they're coming towards you, but instead of continuing the swoop, when they get banged like that and one of them is blinded, and the other two they swoop and they actually retreat. So yeah, they fly away. I mean, unless you want to try to shoot them while they're flying away, they have left combat.
Let's get to cover. Sorka will say.
Nice.
I never had that happen to me before. Goes up there and picks up his bow.
Yep, try and get to the top.
It's very hot here in this in the Lemurian Remnant, and your hands are probably sweaty. You're used to the colder weather.
Yeah, out there in the plain of Lang, even if I try to drop my bow, they wouldn't fall down.
You're frozen to your hand.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess one more before you get to the lake. So that's going to be I think Yang, right? I'm going in order here. Yep, Yang, roll d6 to see if you encounter anything else on your way to the lake.
All right,
Very
I'm
nice.
just gonna roll a physical die. I got 5.
Okay, yeah. So Okay, so you come. So that was. I mean, we'll say you started like a little bit later in the like a late morning. You come to the lake about midday. You can see that it is. So I mean, I'm assuming you took the shortest route there, which means that you are basically. The shortest route would probably be like you're somewhere like right around here. You're kind of at the edge of a. I know you guys don't like to be in the swamp, so you're at the edge of the swampy area. Plus, you sought cover, so you're basically under these trees as you come to this lake. It is not particularly huge. I mean, each one of these hexes is only 275 yards, so the lake itself is only about 175 yards or so wide. It's about to a little more than 275 long. It's you can see across the other side. You see a pretty sizable stream coming out of the other side. The one that you were following kind of came out of the side of the rocks, so you assume that it might have been fed by this as well. But most notable here is in the center of the lake. There is a small island. It's not particularly large. It's like maybe 40, 50 yards. It's not perfectly round, but it's like 40, 50 yards diameter. Maybe a little bit bigger than that. It is barren. It looks like it's got a lot of kind of wild grasses and stuff that might be growing on it, but no trees. But what it does have of note is a large structure that's about almost takes up the entire island. So it's like 35, 40 yards diameter. And it looks to be, well, it's definitely man-made. And it looks to be, at one time was a large dome, probably about 30 foot high, in the center, you would imagine. And I say you would imagine because the center of it is crumbled and broken in. So you can see it's a ruin at this point. From this side, you can see you can see that it looks like there's no entrances or anything. You just basically see the dome. So if there is like a door or something to get into it, it's not on the side that you're on. And of course, obviously, you'd have to cross about 60 yards, 70 yards of this lake to get to it, because it is in fact an island. So what would you like to do?
Do you guys want me to? Well, either I could fly the carpet or Sorka could do her bird thing to see.
Yeah, I could do the bird thing.
What time of day?
Either one.
What time of day is it?
It's about 2 o'clock. And at this time of year, your sunset is about 7-ish. So you got about another 5 hours daylight.
Oh, okay.
So you guys
Perhaps
are
we
basically. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he says perhaps we could use the flying carpet to surveil to see if there are any threats.
I can do that. We could both do it, Sorko. If you want.
Sure. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I can only do my bird once a day, so.
Oh well, if you'd like, I could do the flying carpet now to see. And I don't.
Well, the warrior was with us.
How long does that carpet last, Vanessa or Nikki?
You could call it Vanessa. That's fine.
Hmm.
It does not. When I got the item, it does not have a duration, as far as I
Yeah,
can
I don't
tell.
think it does. You can, as far, yeah, I think that's.
It
what
has
we
a weight
decided.
limit, and if it gets hit, I mean, it takes damage. It can be
You can die,
affected.
yeah.
But
Yeah, so basically, I guess my question would be, you could like fly it there, use it or whatever, look around, come back, and then fold it back up, and then 5 minutes later,
Yep.
yes,
open it back up. Okay.
yes.
Yeah, I would suggest then to Sorka her to save her ability for now. Then and
That's
you
what
do
I was
that.
thinking.
Yeah. Tulak says, "Do you mind if I hop on the carpet also? I want to check for tracks once we're there."
She looks at you. She says, "Okay, you don't look like you weigh that much."
Yeah. So he gets up there. He's probably like 170, 180 pounds.
Before you get on the carpet, Brickyard looks towards you, Tulak, and says, "Will you leave your bow and one arrow here? I have something I want to do, and I do not carry a bow, so I will use yours while you are gone."
Yeah, but without a bow, I would be pretty much defenseless.
You're on a
I-
flying carpet.
I could leave you a couple of arrows if you wish, but I will not part with my bow.
Australia would look over at Brighild and just kind of reach up and pat the short bow that she has on her back and just say that you're welcome to use mine.
Well, I will get you to do what I have in mind while the ranger is gone. Then,
Of course.
I also have a bow that you can use breakhill if you need it.
All right.
Wealth of bows. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you unfold the magic carpet, get on it and say the magic word, I guess, and up and away you go.
Right,
What's your plan? You're gonna fly right out to the island?
Yeah, kind of in a elliptical orbit or whatever. Not right over it. Kind of go
Okay.
around it, scout out around it, and then try to see if we'd see anything moving around it. And if
Okay.
not, I'd like to fly over where the dome is collapsed and see if we can see inside it all. I know Tulak is specifically looking for tracks. So.
Well, Tulak is primarily concerned that there may be something in the water that may like hop out and try to, take him down or something. So he'll suggest that we fly a little higher than
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I already planned that, considering that it was protected by a watery beast. I'm not going to let a tentacle come out and grab my flying carpet.
So you want to fly higher than the dome, right? The dome's about 30 or 40 feet tall, so you're gonna fly.
Correct.
Up. Okay, that's fine. So you get up and you fly out, kind of around.
Yep.
As you circle, you could tell, just from being adventurers and around, and also it's very, there's not a lot of ripples in it. There's not a lot of wind today. You can see that this water is quite deep, because it goes to like almost black You know, like you can't see the bottom. It's so deep, even though it's the middle of the day. So you know that, and the water's not dirty. You know that because when you were close to it, it was clear. But it's quite deep. And you circle around. You know, it doesn't seem like. Well, actually, let me do this. I'll just make a roll.
While flying over the water, Tulak is gonna grab a little bread that he carries in his ration, and he's gonna crumple it and toss it into the water. See if there's
Okay. Yeah, if you do that, there's definitely activity. Like fish will come up and eat the bread, I guess. The bread, fish probably eat bread, right? I know they do it in a fish tank. So yeah, I mean, yeah, there's fish in there for sure. You know, so you crumple the bread and you see maybe some activity, some light activity on the surface of
Does he
of
see?
the.
Does he see any large movements where something is preying on these fish that have gathered?
No.
Okay.
You don't see any kind of large movement in the lake in the area that you're looking as you're circling around the thing. You circle around the island. It is. You can see that. I mean, you're a ranger, right? So it probably, while you don't see tracks per se, I mean, you're also up in the air, so it's not perfectly easy to see, and you're moving. It does seem like that the grasses and stuff on there are matted down as if something has matted them down over time, whatever it might be. It's hard to say without getting down there and looking. But you can see that there's definitely, the island doesn't look completely devoid of life. And also you do see, a few, just like you've seen in the rest of the jungle, you see some small like reptiles crawling around and stuff like that. So you can see there's some life on the island. Minor stuff, nothing that would warrant an initiative check.
Tulak would suggest. He looks to Panesta and says, "Maybe I can hop down over there." And he points to a place where the grass is short, and he says, I think I can hop down if we hover about 6 or 10 feet above. I just want to have a closer look over there."
Okay. Also, just before you make the decision where you're going to jump off, what you do see though, as you circle around this thing, again, it's a dome, right? So you're making a full circle. On the what would be the southwest-ish, mostly south, but side to the west side of it. You see in front of, well, you get the dome, and then kind of like off to the side of it, you see a circle of obelisks. They are black, like jet black obelisks, kind of in a circle, about a 10-foot circle, and they're surrounding what looks to be a hole. I don't know if you want to fly over it to see if you can see into it, but from a distance you can tell that like there's a circle and there's a hole. You don't see any entrance though to the dome anywhere except for that. Otherwise, the dome seems completely sealed.
Sealed. Okay.
Yeah, you don't see any doors or anything. Did you want to fly over the hole, or did you want to jump off near the hole, or what do you want to do now? Now that you know that.
What do you want to do, Tulak? I was going to fly over the hole eventually.
Yeah, he looks to Panessa and says, "Yeah, that hole does look very interesting. If you want to fly over it, I'll try and see if I could see what's moving down there. I don't think it's possible, though."
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, if you fly over it, you actually see that it looks like there was some kind of a vault below, that the ceiling has collapsed, and that's what the hole is from. Because you can actually see that it goes out about 20 feet. You can see that there's like what seems like possibly a stone floor. Of course, there's dirt and rubble and stuff on it. But also, kind of as you're flying at an angle, you can see those obelisks go straight through the ground, and then you can see them down there as columns.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we had fly close to one of the obelisks, is there writing or anything on the obelisk?
I'm gonna say you can't, because you can't stop
tell.
a flying carpet. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. Can you hover with it?
Yeah, you can hover with it.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah. Then you can drive. You fly if you want to look. No, they're absolutely perfectly smooth.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Do you still want to get down? Oh, sorry, Tulak. I was writing when you talked.
Yeah, perhaps on the way back, or if you want me to make sure that the area is clear while you ferry other members, I could wait here and make sure it's safe.
Yes, I was going to suggest that I bring everybody back over. I can do it one at a time if we have to. You sure you want to stay here by yourself, though?
I'll stay out here in the open,
Okay.
a little further away from that hole. I have a bad feeling about that place. And he points to one of the areas. If there are any place with short patches of grass, that's where he would point.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can, if you want, you can drop Tulok down where you'd still be in sight while you flew back and forth.
Yep.
You know, the island itself is not very big.
Yep.
Oh, did you want
While,
to? So you
while,
did you?
yeah, while they
Yeah,
are
go.
doing that, Daniel, while they're
Yep.
maybe dropping Tulok, Brickill's going to ask Estrella and Sorka if they will light up a fire arrow and shoot 2 arrows into the lake itself. And like, when it hits the water, just spit and fizzle a little bit to see if it draws attention of anything down in the water that comes up to it, something large.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
I will do that.
Yep. Sorka will do it as well.
Yeah. In fact, it does. But, well, I guess that's probably happening well. So you guys are circling the obelisk at this point. You shoot these arrows into the water, and you see, of course, it's a deep. If you've ever been someplace that's really deep water, like you can see the top of it's clear, but then as it goes down, it gets very, very dark. So you're kind of watching, and you see the dark form kind of come out of the darkness. So you see something large coming up. And yeah, well, you see, I'm going to say that because you did this kind of clever thing to prepare yourselves, I'll give you something. You can do something as you see this thing coming before it breaks the surface, if it's going to break the surface. What is it that you wanted to do as you see this thing coming up towards the surface? I'll just go in order. Brickhild.
She just looks back towards Estrella and Sorka and smiles and goes, "Well, I guess that is the serpent they warned us about. It is coming up to the surface. I guess we'll see how large it is." And she's just going to stand there and watch it.
That's Sorka. What would you like to do? You see this thing bursting, coming like it's going to burst towards the surface.
How far away is it?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I mean, how far did you shoot the arrows?
Oh, okay, yeah, so pretty far away.
I mean, well, I wouldn't say that. You shot them into the water.
Brickia would have wanted you to shoot them about halfway out, about halfway out between.
Okay, so like 30 yards.
Yeah, 30, 40 yards or so.
30, 40 yards, okay.
I'm going to prepare a spell, but I may not cast it. I want to see the creature first.
Okay, so you're going to wait, and then you can cast a second phase or whatever if you want once it comes up. All right, how about Australia? We're going to roll initiative anyway, so it's not going to matter. But, Australia.
Not so much for avoiding the bad guy. I'm gonna just ready arrows since I can't see him yet.
Yes, you have the bow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you do this, actually on the other side, I guess since you guys are looking in the hole, but I'll give you a chance. So you guys can both roll a d6, and if you roll a 1, Tulok and Vanessa, you'll see what's happening before you hear it. You'll see this thing break the surface, so you won't be delayed by a round or two. So go ahead and roll.
Oh, roll d6.
Right, yeah. Tulok was not paying attention to the hole, clearly.
Yeah.
So Tulok
no,
sees
I
it
didn't.
anyways. All right, yeah. So you're maneuvering the carpet to find a space for him to land, and Tulok, you look up and you see that you see the back of this thing as it starts to come up out of the water. And those on the shore that are waiting for it to come up see a huge serpentine head, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and another one, and another one, and another one.
Good job.
7 of them in total.
Nice.
Yeah, Tulok is going to say, "Look, Panesta."
Yeah, I would look.
It's a serpent. He says, "Fly up, higher."
Yeah, so 7 giant serpents emerge from the water. And they look like they are not happy that you shot. Well, they look like they're hungry, basically. They're kind of winding with each other in a very strange way, clearly. And yeah, so what does everybody want to do now that you see this thing? And then we'll roll initiative. So go down.
Hey, Daniel, just to clarify
Yep.
the description, and maybe I misunderstood, but is it one body and 7 heads, or it's 7 different creatures?
Yeah,
They
at this
can't-
point, you just see the 7. You don't see the body yet, but yeah,
Okay,
you would, yeah, but you've been around long enough that you might interpret that it's one creature by the way it's interacting with itself. But you don't see the body yet. You just see the 7.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, you can, yeah, I mean, you might know what it is. Roll a d6. I mean, you've been around. You guys are high-level adventurers.
Oh, wow,
this is-
1.
Yeah, you would recognize this that you've heard from legend that this is a Hydra. All right, Estrella. So there's a there's a creature which you may either bring a little yell or possibly you know what it is, but we'll count that for the party. So you realize that what it might be, or is likely. What would you
So,
like to do? Yeah. At this point, it's about 30 yards away because it just came up out of the water.
Australia would start backing up toward the tree line with her bow, and she would say something to the effect of, "So much for meditating on making better decisions." And then I guess she would shoot. I don't know.
Okay. Do you want to
Now-
shoot and then move, or move and then shoot?
I
Because
would
phases make a difference, right?
probably shoot then move. Now I just shot one arrow.
That didn't count. That was before.
That was before.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it'll
Yeah,
just
that's
be
I gave
one
you guys
more.
all kind of like a mid. Yeah, it's actually starting right now, so you
Okay,
consider
that's
this
cool.
the beginning of combat. Yeah. All right, so you're gonna do melee and a missile. I'm sorry, then move back. All right, so how about window for some reason? How about Pinesta? What's your plan? You are actually on the island, which is maybe 80 yards away on the flying carpet.
On the flying carpet. We're going to make sure we
Yeah.
stay up and away from the heads. Just going to specify that right now. What's the weather like today?
That is a good question. It is sultry.
The night was sultry.
Okay.
Movie reference. Sorry.
Well, hold on. I mean, since you asked, well, I actually didn't roll the weather for today, but we can roll it right now. Go ahead and roll a percentile.
Percentile? Okay. That is 100.
100. It is raining all of a sudden. Didn't realize that until a minute ago, but now it's raining. So yeah, as this thing bursts out of the water, a downpour happens, which actually is unfortunate because rain, of course, affects your ability to shoot missile weapons. Missile fire at -2 and -10 for your distance. No, -10 movement and -2 missile fire. It is now raining. A torrential rain is hit, possibly brought by the gods that are controlling this island with this giant 7-headed snake creature. What would
Okay.
you want to do?
A spell.
Okay. Okay. How about Breakhild? You see this thing coming up.
She's gonna just move back under cover of the trees, away back, back the way they
Okay.
come.
You gonna retreat? Okay. How about Tulak? You're on the flying carpet, which I guess is the carpet still moving here as you're casting the spell, or did you stop?
No, I'm kind of, like I said, I'm trying to get Tulak into a good position, but I'm staying away from the head, so it'll be
Okay.
moving.
Yeah, Tulak is gonna aim for like the body. He's not gonna,
Body's under the
he-
water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can wait if you want to wait till it gets up on the shore.
Yeah, he's gonna
But it's swimming
knock the
currently.
arrow. He's gonna knock the arrow, and he's gonna ready fire. So instead of firing, he's gonna ready it so that he could fire at phase 0, I believe. Phase 0 or phase 1? It's one of the advanced tactics.
You can't do ready shooter and once combat started, but you can
Okay.
wait till it comes up out of the water if you want to shoot.
Sure.
That's fine. Sorka.
If Sorka sees Astria going back towards the tree line, like that's what she's gonna do. She was like preparing Charm Person or Beast, but once she sees it's a Hydra, like the spell that was in her hand. She just kind of shrugs her shoulders and goes, "I got nothing."
Okay, so you're retreating with Brickhilda, or are you going to shoot an arrow like Estrella and then move after you shoot the arrow?
Oh, no, I'm just gonna move back. I'm just
Okay.
gonna move back towards the woods.
Fair enough. All right, Panesta or Nikki, go ahead and roll initiative for the party. Let's see how this goes down.
Okay.
Oh no, it got a 5. You better roll good.
I got a 6.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. Well, melee happens first, but of course there's nobody close enough to melee it. So followed by missile fire, which is going to be Panesta. Oh no, Estrella first, and then Panesta. So shoot an arrow there, Estrella.
Bow. Chong. Hit AC 0 with a damage of 4.
Oh yeah, it definitely hits. All right, so this thing, 7 hits.
But I did find out, Craig, you were right about that natural mastery. I have 25% just automatic.
Okay. You shoot an arrow into one of the heads, and it, Panesta.
Okay. How long is a turn?
A turn? 10 minutes.
Yes. Okay. Well, everybody's hiding. And we're all okay for now. So I'm going to start preparing to cast Call Lightning. It requires a turn to evoke,
Okay.
according to
I'm
the
not
spell.
sure you'll be able to control the flying carpet if you're going to do that. You're going to have to stop if you want to do that. I don't think you can. I mean, yeah. You're like dancing around trying to call lightning. I don't think that you can. In other words, you have to stop the magic carpet where you're at and stay floating in the air if you want to do that.
Okay, all right.
Or you can get to the shore and land and do that. Because the magic carpet requires concentration to fly it. Not concentration in like 5e way, but you got to fly it. So do you want to just stop and stay hovering over the lake, or do you want to land and then do it?
We'll stay hovering.
Okay. Nice. Like that. Brighild, you're running. You run. Oh, hold on. There was somebody else shooting an arrow, though. Tulok was. Tulok, you're not going to shoot, or you are? It doesn't come up out of the water.
Yeah, he's going to wait.
Okay. All right, it moves. Can swim. Okay, so yeah, it hits the shore, and then starts moving. And actually, because that's the end of the first phase. Because you stayed and shot an arrow, Estrella, you're still there, so it's going to attack you. This is an unfortunate situation that you got out of the first time. All right, here we go. What's your AC? Estrella?
Oh, sorry. My AC is 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be hard for this thing to miss you. All right, you're about to get chomped on.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is not good. 2, miss. 3, 4. Oh boy, miss. That's it. Okay, it cut you 4 times though. Holy crap! Yeah, this thing comes up out of the water. Clearly a hydra. 25 points of damage total.
Yeah.
In addition to that, of course. No, that's okay. I won't do that because it's got you. It doesn't need to do that. Okay, so yeah, that doesn't kill you, does it?
No.
All right. Well, it's a little sad that didn't kill you in the first thing, but yeah, you just took 7 attacks from the Hydra. Only 4 of which hit, but yeah, this thing just like bites into you. And okay, it's up out of the water now. If you want to shoot it, Tulok. In the body, you said.
Yeah, he's gonna try and see if he could sort of judge where the heart may be, sort of in the middle of the torso, and he's gonna let 2 of his arrows fly.
Nice.
So here we go. and he's gonna shout at his henchmen, "Run away from it! Don't stand nearby!"
Oh, crap, that's right. They were there too. I forgot they were there. They probably should have been targeted, but that's okay. I'll assume they ran back.
Yep. It's at a higher ground, right? So, higher elevation gives him bonus, I guess.
Cool.
And let's see.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they both hit anyways.
oh,
Oh, that's
I
right.
only hit one. The next one, here we go. Let me add the. Okay, I'm gonna need to add +1 on both of those.
Yeah,
So
they both
yeah,
hit anyways.
yep,
Its armor
nice.
class is 5, so 9 points in the body. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he says, "Well, it's got 7 heads, but it only has 1 body. We could kill the body, perhaps."
Oh, and I think I would stop casting if I saw Estrella get hit and be like, 10 minutes is going to be too long if it's going to follow them. So, in the
Okay.
second phase,
That's cool.
so I could do something else
You could do something else if you'd like. Let me
Yep.
just make sure. I just want to make sure I'm
next
doing
time,
this right.
next turn or next round or whatever. Yeah, she's not going to wait if Estrella's getting beat on. So
Yeah, Stra's kind of there by herself
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
ran back. Obviously you could try to run Stra, but this thing's on top of you now. All right, that's the end of that round. What would you like to do, Estrella, this next round?
So, having been
Gotta make sure to go behind
wounded
targets you.
incredibly badly, blood is now pouring out from bite marks all over her. She's just going to kind of look at the group and just say, literally just say, fucking run. And she's going to turn and hightail it into the trees.
All right, you're gonna run.
Huh?
You're gonna run. Okay.
Yeah,
Pinesta.
like I couldn't survive another attack from like just one head.
Yeah. Pinesta, what would you like to do?
Well, if I see everybody else, if we see them kind of running away, I would look at Tulak and say, I think we should follow everyone else. We'll fly, around the Hydra.
Tulak's gonna say, "Well, if that creature is following Brighild and others on foot, we may be able to distract it here on our safe elevation."
Well, I'll fly around it and you can shoot arrows at it, but I'm not going to go that close to it.
All right. I just
You want
hope
to
that it
distract
doesn't.
it with arrows?
Yes, I will. I just hope
Yep.
that it doesn't fly or is able to leap out of the water.
Well, I'll fly up pretty high.
Yep.
I'll fly in near bow range. I know your bow range is less because it's raining.
Okay, so you are flying higher.
Yeah, I don't want it to be able to reach its head up and grab me, but I do want to let Tulak be able to distract it with bow shot if he wants.
Yeah, normal
Okay.
range is typically 70 feet, but it's still okay.
Okay. Brighild, what's your plan? You see that
He's still running and hiding, and she looks at Sorka and she just quickly goes, "Run, child, run and hide." Pinesta is smart enough to take care of them too.
perfect. If you luck, I had your conversation with Vanessa, so you can use Missile Fire. What's Sorka doing?
Sorka is gonna heed Brighild's advice, and she's gonna continue to run and hope that Austria can make it out of there.
Okay. All right. Nikki, roll initiative.
All right. 3.
2. All right, you guys are going first. You can definitely run. I mean, it's right on top of you. What is your? Oh, you're a monk. Nice. You're fast, right?
Very.
Yeah.
My base movement, I think, is either 50 or 60. My movement is not base, but my movement is either 50 or 60.
So much crap on the ground.
Okay.
Hold on. It
All
should
right.
be.
You're definitely faster than it. It is right on top of you, but you did win initiative, and you are faster than it. So you start to run, and everybody else is
can-
basically running. Yeah,
I can run at 100.
yeah, yeah. You start to run. It's fine. You run first, and then we'll. I guess Tulak, you're gonna shoot arrows at it. Everybody's running at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, Tulak is gonna shoot
Essentially.
arrows at it.
Okay, go ahead. You can shoot at it.
It's gonna do
Okay.
a flyby.
All right. So +1 for the vantage point, but I just realized there was -2 for the rating penalty, so it's actually a total of -1. So
You would have hit
1,
both times anyways. Yeah, last time.
2, and -1 each.
No, you got a
Oh, critical!
another
Shoot,
critical miss. Roll a d12.
man, what a time to get a critical miss. Oh no!
Oh my
Sounds
god!
bad.
Hit ally. Well,
Oh man.
you know what that means.
Damn it,
I mean,
Tulak.
Well, no, I don't know that you could hit Vanessa with a bow. You're shooting at the creature.
Yeah.
You're gonna hit Estrella.
Oh
I think.
shit.
I mean, unless Vanessa wants to take. Would you like to get shot, Vanessa? Or I mean, logically, it should hit Estrella, but if you want to sacrifice yourself, because it might kill Estrella.
It's
Yeah,
about,
I'll take it.
it's about a 50-50 chance.
Yeah. I mean, I think because he's shooting a longbow from a flying carpet. I mean, it might. We'll just say that it's Vanessa. It just gets too close to your head. Go ahead and roll damage against Vanessa.
Oh no. D6 +1.
Oh, actually, no,
Oof.
you already rolled damage 7. It's already
Oh
there.
yeah. Oh man.
Actually, you got 7 damage the first time too. All right, the first one hit because -5 more last year.
Okay.
All right, yeah. You just get 2 shots, right? So that's it.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna attempt. I'm gonna give it a -4, but it is still gonna try to. I mean, you're running away from it. And it's only a little bit slower than you, Australia. So I'm gonna give it 1 attack at -4. So I feel like that's fair. It's that last at you before it goes back into the water. Oh, and it rolls 3, so it misses. Okay, so it takes a snap at you, and then in phase 2 for it, it's going to roll back. It goes back into the water and under because it barely hit the shore, so it's underwater at this point.
Oh
I'm gonna
man.
look at Tulak and say, "You're lucky I didn't backhand you right off this carpet."
Oh no. I didn't even realize what just happened. Yeah, I guess when the carpet just turned real sharply, it missed and got.
Oh, you
messed
know
up.
what? Hold on. Roll a d8 as well. I didn't realize there's another rule here. Roll a d8 there, Young. Don't get a 1.
Oh man, you're jinxing me by telling me these things. Okay, where did it go?
Let's see.
Roll D8, right?
Yeah, 1d8. Don't get a 1. There you go.
8.
All right. Because a 1, it would have been a critical. Which would have
Oh,
been
man.
terrible. Critical Pinesta in the back of the head on the flying carpet.
Jeez.
All right. At least I didn't make it go through the flying carpet. All right. So
You can heal the flying carpet, though. It can.
you can heal it. Yeah. Yeah. You can heal it just like a person. It doesn't heal naturally, though. So you have to use spells on it.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Luckily, the flying carpet is safe, even though you got whacked. Yeah. The thing goes under the water. Pretty deep, actually, because you don't see it anymore. It just goes.
Finesta will, if she can see Brighild, she'll try to land in front of her to stop her from running to tell her that it went under the water.
You can probably call out to Brighild, but you won't catch her. I don't think you're. If she's running, your movement is only 40 with that much weight in the carpet, or 60. And Brighild's
60.
booting it. Yeah, Brighild's running, so she's like.
I kind of yelled down at her, Brighild, it went back in the water. What did you guys do?
Yeah, she would. I mean, she would eventually stop Sorka and then turn around to try to see where y'all are at, and also see if she can have eyes on Australia at this point.
Yeah. Astray, you would have been running towards it, Brighild. She's probably like halfway to you because she's a bit faster than everybody else with the monk speed.
Yeah, I'd go down and fly down, and I'd look at Tulak and say, "Get off."
Sorry.
Sorka's gonna go over to Austria, and she's gonna say a little bit of advice. Next time you see a creature like that emerge from the water, just run. And she's gonna cast Cure Light Wounds on her as she gives her this little bit of druidic insight. She heals you for 6 points.
It
Nice.
definitely sounds like a good idea. And thank you. And her wounds heal up a little bit. You said 6 points?
Yeah, 6 points.
All right.
Brighild is going to walk up to where Panesta and them are, and she's going to look at Panesta and go, "Why do you have blood coming from your head area?"
Well, and she looks at Tulak. She says, "Somebody missed."
Yeah, I panicked. I'm sorry.
Brighild is going to make a fist, and she is going to punch Tulak in the face as hard as she can.
Yeah,
Ow!
Tulak is gonna dodge.
You think you are?
Yeah.
All right, make an attack roll.
Ooh, that is going to be an 18 on the die. That's going to be negative 4 AC.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's.
Yeah, you see Tulak like just get whacked on the face, and he's rolling on the ground, and you see him land about a yard behind, and he holds up his face, his hand to his face, and says, "I deserve that."
The next time it will be the tip of a spear that I will slap you with if you are that stupid and that foolish to strike your own ally.
Australia would hold her hands up and just be like, well, this isn't going. The Hydra has already damn near killed me. Let us not kill each other. This is
No, we won't.
Oh, interesting. Oh, hold on. What's your armor class, Tulak?
Tulak's armor class is let's see. Where did I have that listed? I think it's 5. 5.
And what did you hit? Negative what?
Negative 4?
Oh, okay, make a transformation save to see if you're not knocked unconscious.
Oh.
Oh man, I hope so.
Let's see. I get to roll that, right?
Yep, transformation. Yep.
Transformation.
Success. Okay, you made it.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So you're not knocked unconscious, but you definitely you almost were. You only made it by 1. Yeah. All right. That was a hell of a punch. Okay. So yeah, you got a bloody monk, a bloody bard, and now a bloody ranger, and apparently
What
a very big
happened?
snake.
What happened? He didn't come up to attack the carpet.
I come up with the idea. I had Estrella and Sorka shoot a couple of flaming arrows into the lake where they would sizzle and sputter for a moment, and that drew its attention because we'd been warned of some creature here, and I thought maybe that would bring it to the surface, and it did.
Yes, you were right. Good job, I guess.
Well, at least
Well-
we know what we're facing. What was that creature? I've never seen anything like it before.
The creature is known as a Hydra. I've heard stories about it. It's not something that is easy to face, and it can walk on the land, as you've seen. So, if we go back to the dome, I don't know what you found there, but if we go back and you can fly us over there, Nesta, we need to be careful because if it senses us in any way, it will come after us, I'm sure.
Can you kill it?
It would seem the only thing you can kill is your friends.
I did sink a couple of arrows on that creature. It seemed like it was bleeding.
I do think it's killable, Tulak, from things I've heard in the lore, but It would take quite a bit. We'd have to have a very good plan and
Lots of fire.
let's.
Sorka, do you have anything to? I hate to say this because you will probably punch me now, but do you have anything you can do to the water to either bring the oxygen out of the water or something that would bring it back to the surface where the bowman could hit it from here?
I cannot think of anything that I would be able to do that would be able to bring that creature up. About the only thing I might could do, like if it came out for the fire, maybe if I were to cast continuous light over the lake, maybe it would come up for the light. But I mean, if it got attacked, it would just go back down, I would think.
I do have an idea. If it's still raining tomorrow, if you give me 10 minutes, I can cast Call Lightning into the lake and try to fry everything that's in there. You
Hmm.
know, I could do that. Or it might make it angry. So that's
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
trade
the
off.
part Australia would go, the part where you said good job or good idea or whatever, and she holds out her arms where she's got multiple bite marks from it still say, the last time we threw things into the water didn't work out. I don't know. Me personally, I didn't feel it was a good idea. But then again, I was almost eaten whole.
Well,
True. But it's
we
lightning in water. I mean,
we
you know,
you said it takes you 10 minutes to call that lightning.
correct.
We could like allow you to begin the spell, and then we could fire flaming arrows into the lake again. That way, it'll surface when you're ready to call the lightning, and you can actually strike the creature itself. That would give you the best chance.
True.
Do you think, Panista, that your lightning will be enough, though, to either severely damage or possibly kill this creature?
It is very possible if it doesn't have a very good sorcery save. Let's see. It depends on what kind of resistances it has, I'll say. But it does quite a bit of damage.
Well, I think it is an excellent ideal. It's Sorka, you will have to overlook the other creatures of the lake that will probably be killed by it, but it is worth it to save us. And I think it's the best idea we do it as soon as possible, though, and not wait.
Yeah, this is a magical creature, so I have no qualms with killing it. Magical creatures disturb
I understand that, but I know you
balance.
will be
But-
upset by the other creatures, the fish.
Yes, yeah.
But I can only cast the lightning if it's rainy or overcast, sufficiently cloudy and overcast. So if tomorrow, because I already tried to or started casting it once today. So if it's not cloudy tomorrow, if it's sunny, unfortunately.
Have
Unless-
we more?
What about the magic that you've used to paralyze creatures in the past?
I can also do that.
You're saying you cannot recall the spell today and finish it?
I don't think so. That's up to Daniel.
Well, you already started casting, right?
You're
Oh, you
muted,
muted,
Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah, you did actually start casting. You were casting it for a round or whatever, right? You didn't just
Right,
say you
so
were going to
yeah.
cast it and then so you have already cast it.
Right.
Basically. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
How did you make those flaming arrows? Did you use all the oil?
Of course not. We still have plenty.
Well, the creature couldn't reach us while we were flying. We could perhaps drop some fire from above it.
I think if it's not rainy tomorrow, I could do the paralyze spell, as Sorka says. I mean, it doesn't always work. I mean, I don't know how many.
Yes,
How
I
powerful
think
the
the best
creature.
ideal is your lightning, and we will wake up in the morning and see what the weather is like and hope that it cooperates.
Yes, and I think even the natural creatures that die, they'll be more harmed if we don't get rid of this creature.
And that way,
So-
Australia can also rest up through the night and regain
Yeah.
some of her strength.
And me as well, and if we can paralyze
Agreed.
it and drop fire on it, that could be plan B. Although I don't know if I want Tulak on the carpet with me now.
with fire.
Or maybe
So
like
I'll say
Australia.
because because I am the most generous of all GMs, that if you want to try to cast it again, because you didn't quite finish it, you could pick up where you left off. However, you'll need to make a sorcery save, and if you fail, then one strike of lightning will hit your group.
Just one?
Just once.
Just one.
I'll even
Just-
roll to see who it hits. Oops, sorry, Australia.
Well, I think it's probably, I'm assuming it's probably an area effect. I don't know, actually. I didn't look at it.
Yeah, everybody would have to stand. It's a 10, yeah. Within
Barely though.
Yeah, I mean, however the spell works, this is a this is a meta
10-foot
compromise. So
radius.
however you
Yeah.
want to look at it, everyone will be affected by it.
How the priest was.
If you want to try, otherwise you can wait till tomorrow and risk the weather. It's up to you.
If we wait till
I just,
tomorrow, I could also I could prepare at least one, damaging spell myself. I can do produce flame.
You are wise, Finesta. I will leave it to your decision. You make good choices, and whatever you decide to do, if you want to try it and possibly jeopardize injuring us, or wait till tomorrow and see if the weather cooperates, it's up to you.
I don't want to hurt you guys. You guys know that. I'll wait.
All right, I guess I had an offer.
I'll also try and hit it with fairy fire when it surfaces and give you a better chance to hit it.
Because I mean, a lightning bolt is a D8, and if I rolled an 8, which I do sometimes, I just don't want to hurt you guys, especially if we end up having. We're probably going to have to fight the Hydra a
Well-
little bit. So
Well, it's 2d8 plus 1d8 per caster level.
caster level, so 8d8 is the lightning bolt. Yeah.
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 You guys don't want to get hit by that? Come on.
So no, not going to take that chance.
All right.
Especially
Fair
since if it makes it sorcery save and I can only do half damage, we'll end up fighting it in a little bit. So meta. So yeah, I'm not gonna. Pinesta wouldn't risk her friends on an 8d8 lightning bolt. So
Oh, cool. Okay. And actually, every 12, if it survives that long, every 12 rounds, you can call out another lightning bolt. Although I feel like if the fight goes 12 rounds, you're probably
right.
you're not doing very well if that's the case.
If the weather doesn't cooperate, I can always try to paralyze it, and I also have flame blades, so there's fire there too.
All right, so you're going to set up camp somewhere in the area? That's your plan?
Yeah, I think it's
Or is
yeah, I
that what
think
you guys
Estrella
want?
needs
It
to.
looks that way.
Okay. We'll just roll through that quickly then. That's easy enough to do. Yep, go ahead.
Can I find some berries to cast Goodberry with? Because I have Goodberry prepared before
Sure.
we go to bed tonight.
I'm sure that you can, yeah.
Okay, 7 berries. I'm just gonna keep. I'll put in chat how I'll split them up.
Isn't there 7 of us with the NPCs?
Yes, so everyone can have one. That's fine. And they last. These will last for 6 days.
Nice.
Yeah, Tulak's gonna give berry to Pinesta and says, "Sorry about that misfire."
You're forgiven, Tulak. You get one. Everybody gets one.
How you feeling, by the way?
Well, the good berry helps, and a night's rest will help as well.
Good to know.
Nice. Speaking of the night's rest, Crystal, roll a d6 to see if you guys meet any fun forest friends throughout the night.
Sounds great.
Ah,
We don't. Don't look at the chat. Just
All right.
take my word for it.
Let's see. I'll take your word.
leave it to me and Crystal. We always get
Yeah.
the ones.
You guys always get like through the whole thing. It's like, all right, somebody else is rolling. It's not really a problem. Oh no, Tony or Crystal, it's gonna happen. Okay, so let's do this. I'm just doing one roll for the night, so we'll roll randomly to see who was on guard when it happened. Were the guards? Were your henchmen each holding a guard post as well? So, like, how many shifts did you guys do? Because there are 7 of you total, so you could do like 4 shifts.
Brickhill is going
Yeah.
to make sure somebody shares the shift with Tulok. She has no trust in him and guarding him, so she's going to make sure Either her or one of the henchmen is up with him.
Okay. Okay, so the one person would need to do it by themselves. Who wants to do it by themselves? Unless you want to be a henchman. Okay, that's fine. So I'll roll a d6. The henchman being, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the henchman being number 6. And we'll see who was up. 4, 1, 2, 3. Breakhild. Breakhild. You and 2 luck.
Yeah.
It's happening when you're up. So go ahead and roll to see what it is, Tony. 3d6 to see what kind of creature.
3d6. Okay.
Yeah, let's see what we encounter.
1, 6, 7, 9 total.
9. Oh, these aren't nice. Okay.
Great.
Let's see if they surprise you. Roll a d6 to see if you're surprised. Although you have 2 luck up with you, which is good. You're only surprised on a 1.
Guess what I rolled?
Oh my gosh.
I won.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. So you guys are hanging out. I mean, let me see if they're surprised too, but let's see if I'm likely. Nope, they're not. You're hanging out when falling from the tree is something you've seen before. Giant tick. How many are there? Let me see. 2. So 1 on each of you. 2 of these giant ticks fall from the tree to try to stick. You know what ticks try to stick to. All right. So the first one against Brighild. 18. That's certainly going to hit. I didn't look that up. And the second one against Tulok. 16. Oh, these Hyperborean dice are rolling high today. I'm pretty sure that hits as well. 16 is going to hit armor class 1, and 18 hits -1. So, yeah, you guys are sitting there having a conversation about the various ways that Panesta got shot in the face. When 2 giant ticks fall upon you, the first one sticks to Brighild, doing 4 points of damage.
All right.
And the second one sticks to Tulok, doing 3 points of damage. And that's a surprise round. So, what you want to do, Brighild? There's a tick on you.
She's going to excuse me. She's going to try to stab into it and also yell out, to try to alert the others.
Okay. How about Tulok?
Tula quickly realizes that he fought these things before, and if it's on his back, he's going to backtrack and put his back right next to the campfire.
Okay. Fair enough. And go ahead, Tony, roll initiative d6. They got a 2.
I had a 2 also. And my dex
Okay.
is 12.
Okay, so you'll go first. Melee happens first, so go ahead and swat it.
Let's see here. Oh, yeah, that's got to hit. That'll be armor class -1.
Okay.
Ooh, max damage 8.
Nice. All right. It does not quite kill it, but it definitely. Oh, hold on. I did that wrong. But you can see you got a big chunk in it, but somehow it doesn't release you yet. So it still has some fight left in it. Tulok, you move towards the fire. And let's see. Actually, roll a d6. Okay. Oh, 3, 6. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it lets go. It lets go and scurries off into the darkness. Everybody else, you hear Brighild yell out that you guys are under attack, and you kind of open your eyes, and you can see that you probably see Tulok like rolling around on the ground, and Brighild swinging her weapon.
Probably thinking Brighild done attacked him again.
All right. What do you want to do? Oh, actually, hold on, Tony. You'll take damage from the tick that stuck to you. That's automatic damage. 6 points.
All right.
Astray, what would you like to do this round? You see there's a giant tick on Brighild. It's slashed open pretty badly, but it is still seems to be stuck to her.
Yeah, she would basically spring up from the ground and just literally I hate to reuse the same word, spring right over to her and just try and just punch this thing right off of her.
Nice. Pesta.
Yeah, I'd try to melee one.
Okay. Brighild.
Oh, yeah, she's going to try to melee stab into it.
Tulok.
Wow.
Tulok.
He got in fire.
Yeah,
He's
I
dead,
guess he's on fire, yeah. Sorka.
Sorka's going to light up a torch
Okay. You want to just use the campfire there and grab a
Yeah,
branch, or you want to
that's-
light an actual torch?
I mean, like if I can just get a fiery branch out of the fire, I'll do that.
Yeah, you should be able to do that. Fair enough. Okay, let's roll initiative. Tony.
3.
4. Oh, okay, it's going to go first, which just does auto damage. So we got first. Ooh, 5 points. Oosh, this tick is devastating. And then we roll up to the top, which would be Estrella.
Sorry, dog.
It's okay.
Uh,
Punch
sorry.
this bad boy.
Punching the bad boy, right? Boom.
Oh, that hits and kills it, actually. So yeah, you smash the tick, which of course was full of 11 hit points of Brickyle's blood. So just when you smash a tick,
Well, I only did the very minimum damage I could do, so hopefully it stayed mostly intact.
Right.
So-
your fist goes through it, and then you pull your fist out, and it's all bloody and dripping down, and the tick lets go and falls onto the ground. And it's dead.
Yeah, Brickyard looks towards you, Estrella, and this very pale face, sick, like she's fixing to throw up, and she goes, "Thank you. It's did not feel too good. It's a terrible feeling."
She just starts shaking her hand, shaking the blood off onto the ground, saying, "Yeah, well, I can see why."
You just have that like coppery smell of blood in the air. And the other one scattered off, ran away. Of course, Tulok saw that. I guess Briggle saw it as well.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so let's see how deep into the night that was, so we can see if Brighild can still get the full recovery. Well, that was at the very end of the night. So if you want to be able to recover, you guys won't be able to. You'll have to rest longer. Basically, you won't be able to start first thing in the morning. But that's up to you. If you want to.
She's going to go towards Sorka and go, "Is there anything you can do with your powers to help me? It's very nauseating feeling. I don't feel well at all from this tick."
Yes, I did prepare an extra spell today of healing. I figured we might need it.
What's the weather like, though, Daniel, before we do that?
That is a good question.
That morning.
Roll, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Roll a percentile die. I'll let Vanessa do it again since she's the weather authority.
Come on, get a
Oh
100.
yeah. Oh yeah, that'll happen again. 84.
Oh, that's still good. Yeah, I don't believe that's still rain. Yep. Let's see. Yep, it is. You know what? Roll a d12 for me as well.
D12. Okay.
Yeah.
For you.
Because we didn't do this last time.
A 9.
9. Oh, fantastic. It's also a moderate breeze. So
Okay.
it's windy and rainy. You're basically in a storm.
Sideways rain. Perfect.
Perfect.
Well, it's not strong breeze, which would be an additional -2 to missile fire, and half flying speed. But luckily, you're only in moderate, not strong. So, yeah. So yeah,
Right.
it's like yesterday, but a little bit windier.
Yes, Sorka, whatever you can do to help me. I don't think, it's going to take some time to get my full strength back, of course.
Yes, no problem. Let me call upon the powers of nature here. 8 points.
Oh, wow. And I'll eat my good berry, too. So,
Nice. Now,
It took us
Everybody-
Oh, sorry.
everybody else, that was injured, like Estrella and Anesta, who were the only two that were injured, right, in that first combat. You can get your hit die back from resting because you didn't get woken up or you didn't fight basically to get injured. I should say overnight.
You roll for that one, right?
Yeah, you roll. What level are you?
5.
Okay, so you roll 2 of your hit dice. You can get that back.
Half your level rounded down.
Yeah, half your level
It-
rounded down. Exactly.
It took us 2 days to get here, right, Daniel?
2 days by boat. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Not 2 days on the island. Yep.
Yeah, I have one good berry that has 1 day left on it. So I'm gonna give that to, I'm gonna say Austria. I'm gonna say, here, take this. It's still good, but only for today. So eat in good health.
She pops it in her mouth. How much is that one for?
Just 1 HP.
Oh,
You guys are still a little beat up. All right. Well, I think. I mean, I think I understand your plan, unless you're changing it. You're going to try to draw this monster out and then cast upon it with lightning bolts.
Yeah, but I need to, I need 10 minutes for a little or so, close to 10 minutes before you pull it out of the water. Unless you just want me to, because we wanted to cast it at the creature, not the water, correct?
Yeah. But real quick, how badly hurt is Austria still?
I am at 16 out of 28.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call upon the power of nature to help you as well. I do have a scroll just in case anyone goes down. So 6 more points of HP, Austria. And and as she heals you, she's like, yeah, and remember, you want to run away if it starts coming for you.
Oh, don't worry. She kind of chuckles, but definitely has a look of extreme embarrassment.
Okay. I think just based on the fact that it's, do you guys want to take a 10-minute break before we do the combat, or do you want to wait till after the combat because the combat might take a while?
This sounds like a good. If we're getting ready to start it, this sounds like
Yeah.
probably a good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that
Let's
works.
take a break here, and that way we won't stop in the middle of combat. All right.
Before the combat happens, Tulak has a net. So he takes out the net and he's gonna, cover it with oil that he carries, and he's just gonna, lay it, near the pathway between the lake and where they would be staging their attack.
Okay. Fair enough. Good plan. I like that. All right. So let's take a break.
You're really going to be disappointed when I drive that spear through you.
Yeah,
Hey, so violent.
Mike's not here tonight. Mike's.
That's right. No Mike tonight, so that means Tulak is the star. All right, so we're back. Okay, so one thing I wanted to say that I kind of didn't say because I didn't want to interrupt you guys was, so when this thing came out of the water, it's very serpentine, or serpentine, depending on how you want to pronounce it. So it doesn't have any legs or anything. It does have like kind of flippers, but it's like a long snake-like body with, of course, some arrows stuck in it now. So just so you know, so it does move on the land, but it moves kind of like a snake.
Nice.
If that matters at all for your plan, I don't know. But go ahead, Young. You said that Tulak was planning something with the net.
Yeah, I mean, while he was waiting for everybody to get ready, he's gonna, so long as we have the staging area, what he's gonna do is he's gonna coat his fighting net with oil that he carries around for his bullseye lamp. And he's gonna rig it and tie it with a silk rope that's about 50 foot long. So the idea is that he's gonna be holding onto it, or tie it to a branch that's closer to where he is. And he would cut the rope so that it would drop down and release it upon the creature if it's actually coming its way, coming towards him.
Okay. I mean, it's quite huge.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the
so
body
it's-
parts, maybe the head, or
Yeah.
maybe it would.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you might be able to catch a head with it, but yeah, you're not going to be able to catch.
Yeah, I
much of it
mean,
'cause-
so the idea is that once it's on him, he's gonna try to use a flaming arrow to set it on fire, or set
yeah,
the
each of
net
the
on
necks
fire.
is 10 feet long, and the body is 30 feet long. In addition to
Yeah.
that, so you're looking at the thing is 40, 50 feet long. Okay. Also, it's pouring rain. So, but yeah, I mean that might work. We'll see. I mean, oil does burn in the rain. Okay, so you can't have it all, right? If you want the rain, then that's good for one thing, but not necessarily for the other. It'll be harder to light it, but it is oil, so it will probably still burn. It'll smolder at the very least. All right, so you get up in the morning. Brighild quite injured, but is healed in part by Sorka. Well, I guess entirely by Sorka, because also with the good berry, and Sorka also lays some healing upon Estrella. So yeah, it's a pouring rain day. I mean, you kind of know where you're at. You got this large lake in front of you. Let's see if you see the creature. Oh, actually, yeah. As soon as you kind of move out of your cover and you're kind of looking to make a plan, you can actually see it's out near the island. And it is it looks like it's eating something, maybe. Like you see like the head's going in the water. It's maybe like at this point it's like 60, 70 yards away from you in the water. It doesn't see you. Or it's not paying attention to you anyways.
Okay. Well, I suppose I should start my spell, guys?
Do you want me to hit it with fairy fire before you call it, or do you want to just call the lightning?
If you attack it, it's gonna come at us, and we're not gonna have enough time for Panesta to cast her spell.
No, I was saying I was gonna let Panesta have her turn, and right before she calls it, I could hit it with fairy fire if you want me to, or I could just let you do your lightning.
No, it's a good plan. I think we need to make sure we time it so that it comes up out of the water just as the lightning strikes. We don't want to give it time to mess around. So I think the idea is good. We just need to time it right.
I could hit it with lightning, and then you could hit it with fairy fire so that others can,
All right, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yes,
Sorka, I mean, what purpose will your spell with help Panesta at all, or should it, as Panesta suggests, wait until after?
Yeah, I'll just wait until after so that we'll have a better chance to hit it if we need to.
Say, Sorka, what does that spell do, by the way?
It makes it to where it is it's easier for us to aim at the creature and hit it. Mechanically, it lowers its AC by 2, I think.
Yeah, Tulak, upon hearing that it's going to make it easier to hit, he's going to say, well, if it's in range and if it's the right time, I don't see why not.
-1 AC penalty. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's -1 AC penalty. Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
not close enough to you right now, anyways. I mean, it's 60 yards away. But when it gets closer, you definitely could do that. It would be very effective. All right. So you've all kind of worked out your plan. You're starting to do your spell, which requires some concentrating. You're looking at the clouds or whatever.
Oh yeah,
calling
pull out my
upon-
harp and it glows like starts crackling blue when I start playing it. To call the lightning.
harp. This is the first
The
time you
harp
busted
is-
out the harp. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
it's like, where'd that come from?
No, I have a harp now. Yep. And
When
of course the strings are oiled, so it's not getting ruined in the rain.
Australia
Of
would
course.
speak up as well one more time, to say, and one more thing. If these heads are somewhat independent, we should let whoever the first person is to attack it with an arrow, whichever head they strike should be the head that all of us strike until that head falls or is so damaged it can't do anything.
Well, I was hoping that we could hit the body because there are so many heads. It's going to take us a while until we kill all the heads.
If it comes up all the way out of the water, sure. But if it doesn't, just keep that in mind.
All right.
Okay. So what is the plan on this trip? So you're making the spell. So we'll say we're getting close to that time. I mean, it probably doesn't feed for that long. So yeah, it's long since gone underwater again. You don't see it anymore. As you're getting close to the end of the spell. So what's everybody else's plan? So how are you gonna draw this thing out of the water? I guess.
Tulak says, "Hey, it went back into the water. Maybe we should disturb it. Should I shoot arrow into the lake again?
It
Fire
seemed to
arrow,
work.
like you guys?
It seemed to work last time.
Yeah. So I think if the campfire is still burning over there, he's gonna put a little rag around his arrow and launch it, just so that before, like a minute or two before Penesta's spell goes off, he's gonna try and shoot it into the lake.
Yeah, just because.
Okay. Yeah, you shoot an arrow into the lake.
Well, I use
It fizzes out. I guess you're all back. Where are you guys? Back at the tree line, like 100 yards back, or are you close to the water? Like how close are you to the water?
As far as Brick Hill, she's going to stay back in the tree line. There's not really much she can do. I mean,
I'm out a little bit, but not much because I
Almost-
don't need that many.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say I'm out just a little bit as well.
I'll be out there close enough that I need in order to be able to hit this thing with an arrow.
Okay. Well, what kind of bow is you have? You got short.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you're 100, if you're 99 yards out, you'll be in short range. If you're
Well,
100,
it
then you'll be
says
in long
it
range.
just says bow, and the ranges are 50, 100, 150.
Yeah, it's short bow. So yeah, so if you stay at you can just be like just out of the tree line and you'll be in short range still. No, you'll be in medium range rather because you'll be over 50, which means that you'll be -2, and you're also going to be another -2 because of the range. So you're going to be -4 on your bow shots.
Oof.
Yeah, from that far away, unless you want to get within 50 yards of it. That's up to you.
I'm good for now.
Okay, so you're -4 on the bow shots. That'd be everybody that's back there, unless you got a bow that has a longer range. Actually, let me check the crossbows.
The henchmen are gonna shoot their crossbows on the water surface as well.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, the henchmen are not going to walk any closer to this thing than you are. That's for damn sure. So they're staying
Yep.
on the tree line.
Yep.
That's not happening. So they're at medium range. So they're also -4. So they're all -4 with their bows. Anybody back there is going to be -4. I don't even think you can. Actually, you can throw the boomerang that far, right? Yeah. So your boomerang is also the same thing. -4. Your Sorcerer's also got a bow. Brigil doesn't have a bow, right? So you can't really do much. Okay, so everybody's got their missile weapons ready. Well, except for Pernesta right now because she's casting a
Right.
spell. Yeah. So yeah, you shoot this fire arrow into the thing, and sure enough, this thing you see the heads come up out of the water, and they're kind of looking around.
Okay.
I mean, you're in the tree line; you can't really see. You're kind of far away in the rain and everything. It's not really.
I'm
You
just
gonna
waiting
drop
for
the
my
spell on it?
spell to go off. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see
Go
it.
for it.
Yep, yep.
What does it
Yeah,
get?
you-
Saving throw? Is that how it works?
Yes. I have it here. I have it right here. Call lightning, strike a target within 360 feet.
Okay, so you're close enough. That's
Yep.
yeah. You're just
Successful
barely close enough.
sorcery save reduces damage by half. The saving throw is modified by defense adjustment, if
All right.
applicable.
Well, it definitely failed because I rolled a 3 on the save. So let's do some
Okay.
damage to this thing.
All right, so that's 8d8. So you guys all smell the ozone starting to gather, and you hear Pinesta just let out a wail, the highest pitched wail you've ever heard her do, which is pretty high for her. So I have to roll these.
If anybody has any like glasses, wine glasses they break?
Yeah.
42 points of damage, lightning
Wow.
damage.
Okay.
That's 8d8, right? Right, I read that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, out of the sky you see, and then you actually smell the smell of burning flesh, and you see the heads just like almost like trees just falling, splooshed, splooshed, splooshed into the water. Huh. You know what? Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna be that person. Because I mean you basically it's in the water, so it's fine. Yeah, you wait for a minute or so. It doesn't seem to move, and you can see it. You can see it kind of float. Like some of the heads, like at the shore, because it was close to the shore. You can kind of see them sitting there, and they're floating on the water like this.
I kind of look at the party and say, well,
Well,
Good
it
luck,
looks
says-
like you did it.
Huzzah! We did it!
Yes.
God damn.
Perhaps we should have done this the first time.
well, I
Wow,
tried, but
okay.
then everybody ran and, didn't want you guys.
Yeah.
Well, bite marks. They'll
It
do
takes
that
10
to
minutes is the, yeah. But I mean, I guess it's fried now. Anybody hungry?
you. No,
It looks poisonous.
I'm
I don't
good.
know.
You mean venomous?
Also
Venomous.
that.
I think he means poisonous because they were going to eat it.
Well, true.
Well, I don't know if it's dead for sure. We could go check.
Tulak is gonna go about 70 yards away from it, just at the edge. He's gonna take one step, so that he's at 69 yards, and sink an arrow at the body.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you get +4 because it's just laying there,
Thunk.
but it's -4. So
Okay, let me actually roll. There you go.
yeah, an arrow 6 into it.
Any reaction at all?
It's you don't think so? No. I mean, it's pouring rain. It's hard to say, but it doesn't. No, as far as you can tell, it doesn't move.
Yeah, he's gonna turn around and says, "It looks to be dead. It's not moving at all.
Well,
At least that one, that part isn't."
I'm
Maybe
glad I
we
finally got to use that spell.
Maybe we should wait until the rain lets up, though, Panessa, before you try to use the carpet to fly us over. That may be in dangerous for also trying to get us over in this storm.
Brighild, wise as ever.
Okay.
That's fine.
So you're gonna go back under the tree cover and wait till it lets up a bit. Let me see how long it rains for.
Sorka will pat your shoulder, Panesta, and thank you for killing this beast. To restore the balance of nature in this area.
You're quite welcome. If we see another one within the next 2 minutes, I can do it again.
Tulak at that point, his
Yeah.
jaw drops and looks at Panesta and says, are you certain that you're immortal? I've never seen anything like that before. To control the lightning itself. To fall such a creature with one strike bolt of lightning out of the sky. That's an act of a god or a goddess.
Well, I just have been blessed by the Black Gulf.
Estrella just looks over and goes, "Okay, now you're just flirting."
But you
He
know I'm
smile-
mortal, Tulak. You've seen me bleed.
He smiles at Astrea and says, I shot her with an arrow the other night. Remember?
Yeah, it takes a couple hours while you guys are kind of conversing under the trees, trying to stay out of the rain. Maybe you look out every once in a while to see this thing, and it doesn't seem to move at all. And eventually the rain lets up. It's still very cloudy, and you get that like little bits of like dampness in the air because you're in the jungle basically. But yeah, you look out there and you can see this thing is besides the arrow that's stuck in it, of course. It's like burnt, like it looks like it's been put over the campfire for too long.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that will attract other animals, Tulak? Do you think?
Well, it's just a matter of time before animals come and eat the carcass. And it is pretty smelly. We ought to try to pull it out of the water if we can, but I'm not sure. It's huge, gigantic.
Guess we'll take our chances then.
Yeah, I would suggest that maybe we just take turns ferrying ourselves across the water, possibly on that carpet.
Okay.
Yes, that was the ideal. That is why we've waited for the storm to subside some.
Yes, we can use the carpet.
Excellent.
I'd be happy to ferry everybody over.
Even me?
Even you.
There
I
you go.
told you everybody gets one.
There you go.
I'm
That's
glad.
your hydrant.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Who's that
Fortunately,
with
nobody
the-
had the flamethrower because you guys stole it.
Yeah, we did.
Well done. Holy cow.
Well,
I
I
will
saw.
say, just
I rolled
meta,
high
but
on those d8s.
you did, but also it had taken damage the day before because you guys had shot it with arrows a few times, so that actually
Right.
helped. Because I think it may have still killed it anyways, but it might not have. Yeah. That was very, very impressive. So yeah, you definitely could do that. You ferry the group over one at a time. The again the rain. Every once in a while you get like little bits of it coming down, but it's pretty much gone now. And you eventually all end up on this island, as described. I'm assuming you're not going to be near the hole until you're all there. So once you're all kind of gathered together on the island, again it's like maybe like it's a pretty small island, 50 yards, maybe, whatever. Most of it's occupied by this giant dome, which is smashed in ceiling. And on that one side of it is that set of obelisks in a circle with a hole in the center that seems to drop down about 20 feet.
Oh, by the way, I retrieved my net and the rope before I forget.
That's soaked in oil. You're going to carry that on your person?
No, he's not going to be able to carry it, but he's going to let it dry in that camp. The camp that they were at.
Wait, was it within
He's-
10 feet of the creature? Because it might have accidentally set it on fire.
No, the creature was still in the water when you did that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
He's just going
No,
to
I
let
think it
it
was
sit
actually
there.
in the woods. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
All right, good. Glad I didn't ruin your net.
I mean, it's basically ruined. You can't soak something in oil and then think that it's not going to be ruined.
True.
He does cut the rope and carries that.
Yeah.
It's a soak rope after all.
Yeah, soak your wrench out the oil, but the net's basically ruined. I mean, unless you soak it somehow and get the oil out of it. Because oil doesn't exactly evaporate that easily. It becomes like chunky and thick and gross. Anyways, yeah, so what do you guys want to do? You're on this island with this dome. Again, the only things you really see on here, I mean, you can see now that you're down on the ground, too, and you're looking around, you can see and now you've seen the creature, you can see that there's signs that it's been on the island. You know, maybe it feeds up here. You actually see some bones of like large-ish fish and large-ish lizards. Not huge, but like big. You know, like iguana size, whatever. That looks like it probably feeds on.
Does it look identical? I mean, do all the tracks look very similar to one another? Does it look like there are more creatures than just one?
I mean, it's not really a track as much as it is a smushed down area because it's like a snake.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, as far as you can tell, there's no footprints, so it's hard to really make out. But it looks like there's only whatever crawls around on here is either small lizard creatures, which you've seen, or this thing, or something else like it, I suppose. All right, so what do you guys want to explore?
We're standing around the hole now, you said, right?
You can be if you want to. Yeah.
Oh, well, I would
No,
have
it
told
isn't.
Brighild and everybody about, we would have told them about the.
Yeah, if you
Do
walk
you-
up to the hole, you can see
Do
it.
you
there.
think there's some kind of a hidden entrance into the dome itself, though? You said you and Tulok did not see one, but maybe there's some type of hidden one if we walk around and search.
We certainly can try that. I would not rule that out.
Sounds like a good idea.
Cool. Yeah, you guys can. You're gonna spend some time just walking around searching for a secret entrance. Everybody's gonna do that.
Yes.
Yep.
All right,
Lion.
you can all roll a d6 for that.
Or two.
6.
5.
1.
Cool. Oh, all right. Yeah. Yeah. You guys are searching around, and you actually do roll a d4 for me, Tony.
All right. It's 3.
Yeah. You actually do find what looks like a it's not on the actual dome. It's actually, you see some like stone, like kind of like, most of it's just flat area, and right by the outside of the dome,
Good Lord, what was that? The Hydra got somebody?
think so.
Someone
Yeah.
fell down the hole.
You see some like stone buried up around, and you kind of like maybe kick it with your foot or whatever, and you can see that it looks like that at some point something dug its way under the dome, and if you move a couple of rocks, it looks like there is some kind of like little tunnel here that possibly goes inside. It's not like an official secret door, but it looks like something dug its way through, and it has since been buried over.
Brickyard finds that or Tulok?
Brickhill.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's going to motion towards Tulok, with her finger, like, come here. And when he gets there, she's going to look down at it and show it to him and go, look what you found. Maybe you should tell the rest of the party about it.
Sounds good. Yeah, he goes up there and informs the rest of the party.
Tunnel. Always good idea. Tunnels. Shall we? Yeah, Panesta would go over there, but if Brighild is near it, and go in.
Is it
Yeah,
big enough for that? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, definitely not. In fact, it's so small that you would, like a normal size, like an adult, is going to have to be on your belly to crawl through it. I mean, it's not big at all. You could fit, like, you're not going to like have to get pulled through, but it will be like a tight squeeze for like a full size adult to fit through.
Sorka,
So certainly
maybe.
the creature could not.
Is it
Maybe
dark
they-
or there's a light source in there?
Yeah, it's dark.
Maybe I could go ahead in an animal form and scout it out a little bit.
Just be very careful.
Yes.
What are you going to turn into, Sorka?
Let me see. Something a small animal that is good at seeing in the dark and being in caves. Fox, maybe? Foxes can see pretty well in the dark, right?
I think so, yeah. Those foxes are definitely nocturnal.
Yeah, and they have a pretty good, well, that's hide and snow, but yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll say I'll turn into a either a fox or a cat. I'll do a fox.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you definitely fit through as a fox. They're pretty small. So, yeah, you transform into a fox, and this, I guess they move some of the rocks first, so you can see there's this hole in front of you. Kind of goes down, and it looks like it's a tunnel that creeps through.
Yep. So Sorka will head in as a fox.
Cool.
As soon as Sorka goes down, Tulak looks to Estrella and says, Sorka looks a little different today. She looks a little bit mature than usual.
Yeah, it's probably the new clothes I bought.
Cool. Yeah, so you work your way through this tunnel in the fox form, and as suspected, from outside, you think that you could fit through it as a human, but it would be tight. It's not a very long tunnel. It's maybe like 5-6 feet, and then it seems to come up into a room. You stick your head up, you can look around. The room looks like it's probably. I mean, you're inside of a dome. On both sides of you, the walls are rounded, so you imagine that this is some kind of like a circular hallway that might be around the outside of the dome, or the inside of the dome, I should say. And there are actually on either side of you 2 doors, so one on each side. And in the center of this room, actually, you look up and you can actually see, because you notice at first legs, that there's a table in here, and you're actually below it. You're under the table. It's like a wooden table.
Before I come out fully into the room, I'd like to sniff around the room, like I'm kind of in the hole, sticking my head up, and I'd like to sniff around the air, see if I smell any other animals in here or anything like that.
You could definitely smell that it's relatively dry in here, which is probably weird since you're coming from a jungle. Except for you can definitely tell the distinct difference between the air that was in the tunnel and then as you stick your head up here. You don't smell anything, but you do see, as you're kind of looking around and on the table legs and stuff, you could see that there's a lot of ants.
Oh,
I don't think you
nice.
can smell ants. Maybe you can smell ants. I don't know.
Okay.
But you definitely see them.
Can I
Like
tell what kind
normal
of ants they are?
Yeah, like
Fire ants or?
Yeah, like fire ants, like little red ants.
Okay. All right. Yeah, fire ants. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, all right. And if she looks around the room, if she comes out of the hole, can she see anything else in the room besides just that she's in this dome area or anything?
You're gonna come out of the hole. Yeah, if you come out of the hole, you'll see that in fact you were under a table, as you suspected by seeing the legs. And you see that there's this table here. It's basically in the center of the room, and as noted, there's doors on either side. There are wooden doors. Otherwise, the room is empty.
Do they look solid, or are they rotten with time, or like?
They actually look solid. Yeah. And again, it's dry in here.
Okay. All right. She's gonna look around the walls real quick. Like, are there any other holes or anything like that she sees?
No, it's actually surprisingly well, put together, considering that the outside of it is damaged.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Yeah. Okay. Sorka will go back down into the tunnel then, and she'll fox through.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you pop up on the other side. Of course, nobody can speak to a fox. Change back again.
I mean, she could look at Austria, but no, she'll go ahead and transform back. And yeah, she'll let them know, like, the tunnel goes down, like you could crawl through, comes up. There's a table covered in ants, though, like fire ants. So that's probably not going to be pleasant. And then there's 2 doors in there. And they look surprisingly sturdy, right, Daniel? So,
yep.
Like, I mean, it almost looks like it's pretty dry in there. I mean, it's almost like time just hasn't touched it. Is the best way I could describe it.
Did you take time to listen at either of those doors while you were in there to see if you could hear any noises?
I did not think to do that.
I'll go ahead and do that.
I sniffed around but I did sniff around the area, and I didn't smell any threats or anything.
I mean, you're a fox. I'll roll a secret roll here to see if you might have heard something just by the nature of being in there. You did not. So I'm going to give you a lower chance, obviously, because you didn't actually do it. But just because you were in there and you foxes have good hearing, you didn't hear anything that seemed like anything was moving in there besides you. When you heard the ants, of course.
Well, we'll
I
probably
didn't.
I think it was a good, Sorka. I think it would be best then that we proceed on into that room and see where it goes into the complex from here.
Sounds good to me. Do you want me to try to lead the way, or because that table has ants all over it?
Don't worry. I'll go ahead and see whether there's any sign of trouble. And Tulok crawls in, and sort of like what Sorka did, he actually takes a minute or so to
It's dark
listen
in
for.
there.
Yeah, he's gonna listen for it, and I think he has discern noise. It's one of his ranger skills.
Right, but you're just going to crawl into the dark and just stick your head up.
Yeah,
The darkness? Okay.
he's gonna do that.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. All right. So you pop your head up into the dark. It's oddly quiet, so you kind of pause for a second because even like you moving your hands and stuff, scraping almost distracts you because it's very quiet in there. And you listen. You can hear the ants kind of moving around on the table. Of course, you know there's
It's-
ants in there, so that's not a surprise to you.
I suppose
let's see.
it's same as the thief, so I'm
Yep, no, I
fourth
rolled.
level. Yeah, okay.
I said, yeah, I have to. That was me distracted. That was me delaying to see it was on in through the doors. You yeah, you don't hear anything that seems out of place. It actually still sounds, but not you hear it's so quiet that you can literally hear the ants moving on the table. So that's pretty quiet.
Yeah. He's gonna crawl back out and says, "I'm gonna need a torch or something." Actually, he does have a bullseye lantern that he carries. He's gonna light that up.
Okay, yeah. So you fire up the lantern, and you basically see what Sorka saw. It's a
All right.
relatively small room. It may be like 15 feet long, maybe a little bit longer than that. Not very wide, maybe like 10 feet ish at the most wide. And this table's in the center, and you're basically in a hole that's right underneath it.
Nice. Yeah, he'll climb up and yell through the hole. It's clear down here.
Okay, you're gonna yell down. As you kind of look around, because you guys hear that, so I'm assuming somebody's gonna start to follow him. No.
Brickhill is going to walk up to Vanessa and she's going to go. He went down there with the premise of being quiet and listening, and then all of a sudden we hear his yelling voice back towards us. This one is really trying me at some times, but I guess we proceed on.
Yes, he's inconsistent, but I suppose we should follow him.
Austria, do you want to go next since you can fight without weapons?
Sure.
She's still not feeling though well, are you?
I mean, I'm not feeling the best, but I'm certainly not feeling the worst either. I think I'll be okay.
Well, I will be right behind you just in case he has stirred up anything with his yelling.
I'll go after you, Brighill. Do you want to, unless you want to go next, Sorka?
I'm fine going whatever place.
Okay.
I'll go last. That's fine.
Okay. So as you guys are kind of organizing yourselves to come through, so you stand up in the room, of course, with the bullseye lantern. You're looking around. You see that on top of this table, there's like what looks like a kind of a small, like a basket, like a woven basket. It's not very deep. It's maybe like maybe like if you think like a gallon of milk, it's like most of the size of that. There's a cover. The cover is laying like it's off, so it's laying on the side. The basket is mostly full of ants. I mean, not full to the top, but like you see them crawling all inside and stuff. And as you look into the basket, you can see that there's a pretty large gem in there. It's kind of an odd looking gem in that it kind of looks like a diamond, but it kind of has like almost in the center of it, like almost like there's a red. If you could imagine if there was like a sapphire inside of a diamond, that's basically what it looks like. And of course, the sapphire is small, but the diamond's just. And of course, there's ants crawling all over it, and they're all over the table as well. And you hear the others starting to crawl in.
What do you
Did
make
you
of
want to wait
that,
for them to come,
Panessa?
or do you want to do it? What's that?
Oh, no. He says, what do you make of that, Panessa? He's going to wait until the rest of the party gets there.
Okay, yeah, you could do that. So everybody get in the room. It's pretty tight with everybody standing in there. You're all kind of gathered in this relatively small room. And yeah, you see this basket with this gem, and the ants are everywhere.
Is
said
the
those were
gem,
fire ants?
dust covered or anything, or
No, it's not dust covered at all.
there's something that is not right about this? No one should try to grab that gem quite yet. I do not believe.
Well, no, I agree with you. You said those were fire ants, Sorka?
Yes, fire ants.
Looks like a trap.
Yes, and even if it isn't fire ant bites, not my favorite thing in the whole world.
If fire ants are crawling all over this basket, then it makes sense that maybe that's not even a gem. Perhaps it's some kind of sugary treat. I don't know. I don't see why fire ants would be all over this basket otherwise.
Let's leave it alone for now and continue on our way. There's a door to the left and right, you said?
Yeah, so basically east or west. Well, actually, it's north or south, to be honest with you. But you really can't tell direction when you're in here, but yeah, we'll call it north-south to make it easier.
Are there any tracks on the floor?
Yeah, there's tracks from 5 adventurers who have been stomping around the room for the last couple minutes talking.
No, I mean, besides from us.
Not that you can tell.
Are they identical? The doors? I mean,
Yeah, they look pretty much the same. They're just regular wooden doors. They're well made, but they're not anything fancy. They don't even have locks on them.
did you listen at them to lock when you come in before we got here?
Not against the door, but let me do so right now. He's going to go up to one of the doors, one on the left.
Well, it
and,
would be
okay.
it would be too late now. We've all been in here making noise and talking. I don't think you're going. If there's something back there now, they're going to be prepared for us.
Yeah, but we may hear if they're still moving around or something. But it's up to you. If you want me to listen, then I will. If not, then we could proceed.
Which door, Straya?
You hear from the other side of the door. Don't bother listening. No,
Hey, Daniel, while Brighill and Dulak are talking about that, Sorka would like to look at these ants, and she'd like to try and follow the trail and see exactly where they're because they're crawling up the table. She'd like to see where it is they're crawling to and from.
Okay, yeah, definitely do that. Yeah, I mean, you're a druid and all that, so go ahead and roll a d6. We'll say it's a simple task, so just don't roll a 6.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. Well, it takes you a bit because people have been stepping on the ants. But what you deduce is that they're not going anywhere. It seems like they are actually going in circles.
This is really odd. These ants aren't going anywhere.
Maybe the gem itself has some magic on it.
It is some type of sorcery that we should not fool with. Yet I don't.
Maybe they're guardian ants.
But
Estrella, what senses do you have as far as which door? We will let you pick.
I mean, this is not really my forte. How many doors are there again?
It's 2, one to the north and one to the south. And I guess just you would know this, I suppose. To the south would be the direction of the obelisk that's outside, and to the north would be away from that, I guess.
Let's. She would point to the south door then and say, "Let's try this one." I have no guidance or no reasoning for it. I just have a feeling.
When we get into the I want to ask now before we go. When we go into that next room, assuming everything is okay, would you guys mind if I shot that basket off the table? I think those ants might be stuck here, and I want to free them.
I would say that would be something we do when we get to the point we want to leave this place. I'm afraid there's some type of ensorcery there that if you do something as such, it may bring something much worse than ants.
I agree with Brighild. Let's not disturb the ant while we're in the room.
Yeah.
Very well. Are they like crawling up us at all, the ants, or are they just like marching around in circles?
Yeah, they're actually, you're following them. They're like, if you start, let's say where the gem is, they're crawling up the side of the basket and down, then down the table, then down a leg, and down to the ground, then out across the room a little bit. Then they just kind of come back and then come back up and go the same route. Not the exact same route, but a similar route, and they go back in, and then they start again and they go a different direction.
Okay,
So
interesting.
they're all just doing loops, not one loop. Obviously, they're all over the place.
Yeah, but they're not like crawling up us, like attacking us when we're around them.
They're not attacking you, but sure, some are crawling across your feet and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, you're crushing some of them. Yeah.
Before they open the door, Tulok's gonna, knock 2 arrows and do a ready shooter, and
Okay.
he's gonna step back, from the door, and just in case something's waiting behind it.
When he does
I'm
that,
gonna stand in front of Tulak.
yeah, when he does that, Bricchio looks at everyone like, get out of the way, and then she's going to jerk the door open so Tulak can probably hit the poor old innocent old man that's standing behind it.
Okay. Yeah. And you pull. So where's the bullseye lantern now? So do you have a bow with 2 arrows knocked? Would you put it on the ground?
He
Unless someone else
left
has
it on the ground, and he's hoping that someone else could probably
Yeah, circle,
point at
take
it.
it.
You got henchmen.
Right.
Are they in there too?
I mean,
I think he.
I
Yeah,
assume they're following you unless you don't want them to.
Follow you, Cinder.
sounds good.
All right. Yeah. Well, that's fine. That's cool. All right. So they're pointing it at the door. Yeah. You pull the door open and you're looking into. You immediately see. Well, what you see really quickly is looks like a whole bunch of figures standing there. But of course, when the lantern light hits it, I mean, you're not like your first level adventurer that's scared. So you hesitate 1 second before you shoot off the arrows, and you see that there's 12 in total. What appear to be statues. They're lining the walls, 6 on either side. Each of them is holding in their hand their head. Well, you assume it's their head since they're decapitated. There is, of course, the door that you're standing looking through, and at the other end of the space, there's another door that looks identical.
That's odd. I have a feeling maybe we should crawl through this place.
Yeah, and also, just point out, they are Lumerian. You can definitely tell that by looking at them.
Marion.
Oh, but then we go down the other stairs. The opposite, right?
Would we know anything about the history, or maybe these henchmen, would they know anything about any type of history tale about something about this statues?
Maybe. I mean, they're not really studied, we'll say. Go ahead. You can roll since it was your idea, Tony. Roll a d6. We'll say that this is definitely a difficult task, so it's a 2 in 6 chance.
Oh man, a 1.
Oh, okay, yeah. One of the henchmen.
I can say, always ask me when we need a 1. Ask me to do it.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. One of the henchmen would kind of remembers. I mean, it seems like ancient Lemurian history. Something about the guard of the king. When upon burial, they depict the guards like this, and he can't 100% remember why, but it seems like that his best guess was that these were the guard of the king.
Well, it would
you know, an
appear though
ancient
with
king.
yes, it would appear with that information, then we are on the right path to possibly something that's worth our while. We continue on.
Tulok's gonna look at Ku is one of the henchmen that he's hired, and he's gonna say, "So tell me, Ku, do you know why they're holding their heads? Why would they be?"
Well, I just said we don't know why. It's old.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen it before, but we don't really understand the. Because remember that the Lemurian remnant is just a piece of Lemuria. It's not all of it. So, you know, not all the history came with so they don't exactly know why, but they've heard of it before. Though it's not something that's unseen. So
Tulok's
it's not
gonna
weird. Like they didn't freak out or anything.
he's gonna put the bow back, and he'll get down on his knees and examine the floor for any signs of people walking through that hallway.
Okay. Yeah, you look for a second. You kind of shoot the bullseye lantern across the floor. Does not look like it. In fact, this room itself is a bit dusty, and you don't really see any footprints in the dust. I mean, the only movement that you see is like some of the dust obviously moved when you open the door, you know, briskly or whatever. But this room is also relatively dry.
Nice. He's gonna look back at Panesta and look at our signal to see whether if he should proceed or not.
I think we should. I think Brighill's right. I think this might be precursor to something that might be very interesting.
He's actually gonna get down on his knee and crawl through there.
Okay. When you do
check
that,
in, yeah.
Everybody else probably notices this because they're watching you. The eyes on the statues that they're holding their heads, they seem to follow. Look, it's hard to really put a finger on it. It's not like super obvious, but you're kind of like, are those eyes moving? And then if you look away and you look back, they seem to not do anymore.
Maybe they will kick them in the butt too.
Hey, what did you say? He looks back like halfway through.
Just be really, really careful.
Yeah, he's examining the floor as he's going along to see whether if there are any switches or anything. Some, triggering stats.
Okay,
False tiles. Yeah.
No, it actually seems pretty well built with no unusual tiles or any kind of switches or anything. And yeah.
On the other side of the door, if he's across, he's gonna, look at the door. He's not gonna stand up yet, but he's gonna look at the door and see if he could open it up.
Yeah, since you're down, you actually get a sense coming through kind of the bottom of the door. And you're looking at the door, and of course you open the other door, and it was, the perfect door, dry, like perfectly preserved. The bottom of this door seems to be a little bit rotted, and you actually can feel like the warmth and the humidity kind of coming through the bottom of the door.
Yeah.
But yeah, you think you can open it the same way. It doesn't have a lock on it or anything.
Yeah, he's gonna peer in. He'll like nudge the door and see if he could. Actually, before he does that, he's gonna listen to see if he could hear anything on the other side.
Yeah, you listen. You don't hear anything. It sounds pretty quiet. The door opens towards you, so
yeah,
you could pull it open if you want.
What distance is he from us in this room? This little hallway.
About 20 feet, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Okay, not so far.
Yeah. While he's doing that, I'm going to if I can use a a spike and spike this door, where it won't close on us.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely do that. Okay. Yeah. So you start doing that too, like, and you hear spack.
Yeah. For a second, he jerks back, but seeing it's Brighild, it's like, he pulls the door open and steps through it, and he stands up on the other side.
Okay, so you pull the door open, and you can, as soon as you pull it open, you see, of course, because of the fact that the light's in another room shining towards you, you assume it will be dark in there because you're pulling it open. When you pull it open, you actually see some light, and as you pull it open more, you can see that this room looks like it has collapsed in, and there's no floor there at all. And actually, what you see down, and you can see light in there, is you see well, you saw it before from the top of the flying carpet. You see that same stone floor with the obelisk going through as columns, and the rubble laying there.
Are there any steps leading down?
No, it looks like that the floor collapsed into the space.
Yeah, he's gonna crawl back to where the rest of
And
the party are.
and you might imagine that like this would have gone like 20 feet or so, like the other one. There'd be a door on the other side, like you've been seeing, but like part of the ceiling collapsed, so you further to the south you really couldn't go because, well, first of all, there's a giant hole in front of you, but secondly, there's like it's all collapsed. Like that door that's there would be gone now, as far as you can tell, if it was keeping the same pattern.
Yeah, he's gonna crawl back to the rest of the party.
Actually, before
And
you do that, roll. Actually, what's your wisdom?
It is 12.
12. Okay. All right, so no modifier. Let me just roll this for you. Okay, so you open the door, you see all this, and you get ready to go back, and you hear a voice. And it says, "Trespassers, how dare you enter the tomb of Thongor?" And you kind of look down because you assume there'd be somebody down, and you don't see anything. And you kind of like bring your head up, and you see floating in the air in front of you an apparition of a Lemurian warrior. He's dressed in just very simple, but obviously high quality. I mean, he's a ghost, but like armor. He's got a sword on his side and a helmet. And unlike most Lemurians who have like kind of the wispy hair, he has like a pretty thick beard. And he's kind of just standing there as he's standing on the floor that's not there. And he says that to you.
He says that I've come to pay tribute. I do not come here to rob. And he's going to, pull out, like 5 gold from his pouch and offer it on the floor and bow.
Well, there's overall floor. There's just nothing.
I mean,
he's standing in the
front
air.
of him. In front of him, so he hasn't actually gone through the door. So I'm
Oh,
thinking
okay. So
that,
you're like in the doorway. Okay.
yeah, in the doorway. So he's still,
Okay.
on his knees. So he actually puts it on the floor and he bows and says, I come to pay this tribute for you.
Okay. Well, I'll give you another roll because that first one was hostile. Oh, that's a little better. Okay. He looks and he says, "So you claim to be in service to the king."
He says, I do, my lord. I'm a visitor to the land, but I've been told to pay my tributes here.
I care not for gold, only that my crown lay on the ground and not on my head.
How may I be of service to you, my lord?
Put my crown steady upon my brow again, and you may take anything you find. I care not for material wealth, only for my honor.
As you wish. And he bows and he backtracks.
Okay. Yeah,
Who are
Ghost
you
doesn't follow
talking
you.
to over there?
And as soon as he gets out of the room, Tulak takes a deep breath. And he says, there's a ghost. It was floating in midair. And he just spoke to me about he wanting his crown back on his brow. I think he might be the owner of the crown.
Sorka looks to Brighild and she makes a face like, I think he's gone nuts.
Did he describe the crown to you at all?
He says that he wants the crown to be found. I didn't risk myself to talk to him any further, but perhaps you could go back there and speak to him.
Yeah, Bricchio looks towards Panesta and with that puzzled look, though, like, I wonder if it's the same crown that we've heard the story about.
Hmm.
Well, this is what he said before I retreated. He says that he wishes the crown back because that is the only thing that he wants. He does not want any material wealth. And should we return the crown to him, then we would be able to take anything that we find within.
But Daniel, just to surmise the information that Panesta, I know we know that the other deal with the feathered crown, that was with a child, though, wasn't it? Like a snake child, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Not an actual Mirian.
Yep.
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
Yeah, everything that you've heard about that other crown has to do with the snake child, not anything to do with a king.
Well, Tulak, maybe the crown must be somewhere, maybe in this complex. Then I guess we can continue to look for it. You say the floor is collapsed over there. What if it's fell to the bottom of a chasm somewhere, though?
Well, that's where he is floating. So one way or the other, we may have to go across him. It seems like on the other side of that hole there was a door. I couldn't say for sure because I didn't see it, but it would make sense. If he doesn't seem very angry with us now that I offered something, although he declined to take the gold. But perhaps he wouldn't attack us on sight and treat us as a intruder. Do you want to go up there and see if we could get through him?
Either that or we go back and go through the other door and see if we're able to traverse this place without using ropes and climbing gear to get everywhere.
Right. Yeah, because the other option is to go back out and go down through the hole, right?
Well, there's one more door in there we hadn't been through.
Yeah, so just so
Yeah.
it's confusing, where the ghost is currently standing, Tulak would be pretty confident is the hole. If you had gone that way, that's where it would have started.
That's the
Basically,
hole,
You kind
okay.
of avoid that. Yeah, in the first room that you came into, though, there was two doors though, and you only went through one. There was another door you haven't explored. So yeah,
Certainly.
so you get
Yeah,
a
we can
couple
do that.
options.
If the hole's over there, I think the other door leads out, perhaps? I don't know.
Maybe we should check it before we go down further.
Wise words. And he's going to do that thing with the arrow again. Knock 2 arrows and ready shoot her.
Okay, so you go back to the ant room and go to the other door.
I mean, if that's what other people agree.
Yeah, I would think at first to do that.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely do that. So you walk back. I mean, nothing's really stopping you. I mean, you haven't gone very far, so you literally just turn around and walk the other way. Yeah, you pull that door open, and you're looking into another room that again is practically identical to what you've been looking at. It's kind of curved, about 20 feet long. Except in this room, there is not a door at the other end, but there is a table, kind of like the one with the ants on it. On the table, you see some. I mean, you'll have to figure out what they are if you get closer to them. You see some pieces of wood scattered, and above the table, you see a mirror. Yeah, like kind of a normal looking mirror, although it is gilded slightly. It's not. I mean, you think it has some value, but it's not like a tremendously valuable item. But there's definitely a mirror hanging above the.
Nesta, maybe you or Sorka, one of you two, don't you like mirrors? Maybe one of you should look into it.
That's right, the mirror.
I do like mirrors.
Yep. I'll do it if you don't want to, Panesta. Sure. It doesn't.
I don't mind doing it. I mean, you're welcome to come with me.
Yeah, Sorka will follow Panesta.
Carefully, though. I'm carefully walking in the room.
You're carefully walking. Okay, well, that's good.
You know that I always carefully walk.
Yeah, so you guys walk across the room towards this table. And what you can see on the table, it appears to be some kind of like a jigsaw puzzle, but like a very dimensional one. So instead of like flat pieces like you might see in a modern jigsaw puzzle, they're like maybe like an inch or so thick, and they look like they're made out of rusty iron, and they were probably painted at one point, but right now they're just plain, like they just look like rusty iron pieces that might fit together. There's about a little more than a dozen pieces when you count them if you want. And when you look in the mirror, that's what you're doing, right? Look in the mirror.
Yes.
You see yourself, except you see yourself much older, and with your skin, it looks very diseased and hideous. And actually, you can both make sorcery saves to see if you don't freak out.
Sorcery save. Oh yeah, 19.
Okay, good. You both made it.
Succeeded.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of like shake it off, and you look, and you can actually see when you do that, your even though you're pretty sure that you're not smiling, your reflection smiles at you, and then looks down like at the table that's in front of it, and you see that there is the same puzzle, but it is assembled, into a, and you can actually see a scene on there, a scene of a you would imagine based on things that you've seen, a Lumerian landscape, based on some of the art and stuff that you've seen.
I believe that we should put this puzzle together, match the image.
Yep. If we can make the image out, because the paint has been.
True. Maybe we can see what pieces they have and use that as a guide.
Let's try it.
Yeah,
I'm definitely
you
down.
could just try to assemble the puzzle. I guess whoever has the highest int.
Probably.
It's probably you. I have an 8 int.
Oh yeah, I have 14.
Okay, so 14 or something. That's probably +1.
But I'll lend you help.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a this will be a moderate I'm sorry, a challenging thing. So, but because you have the thing, the +1 int, so you got a 4 and 6 to put this in together. What's everybody else doing while they're doing it?
Okay.
Yeah, Brickio's not paying any attention. She don't know what they're talking about trying to put a puzzle together because she wasn't paying attention to what they were doing with the mirror. She's just kind of looking around the room at other stuff to see what else is in there.
I rolled a
seems
2,
pretty-
Daniel.
Oh, nice. Okay, it seems pretty empty. Aside from that, if you look in the mirror, you'll have the same situation where you're going to see yourself in a funky way, so you'll have to make a save. But
Yeah, she's not gonna go to the mirror. She don't have any.
yeah, the walls
Did
and
any-
everything in here seem pretty solid. Yep.
Did anybody do a search of the room yet?
Nope, nobody searched the room besides.
Yeah,
like I said.
I'll do that.
All right, is that what you're also doing, Tony? You guys will kind of
Yeah,
search
pretty
in?
much just kind of searching around the room. Yeah,
Alright.
looking around.
Yeah, you guys can roll a d6 then each. See if you find anything interesting.
Oh, that's a 6.
Nope, now you didn't. How about Australia? Oh, there you go. Yeah, you don't see anything really interesting in the room besides the table, I guess, in the mirror. You guys assemble the puzzle over there, and you realize that there are some pieces missing.
Tulak is going to search the room also.
Okay. Well,
All right. D6.
yeah, you find the same thing that everybody else found, which is basically the table and the mirror. So yeah, it looks like there's some pieces missing here.
Okay. Well, sometimes people drop things. Are they under the table, or can we look around?
Yeah, you look around. You don't see anything anywhere.
Okay.
Your reflection is
looking-
just kind of smiling at you.
What are you looking for, Panesta?
Puzzle pieces. You see this here on the table too, Luck? I'm trying to
Oh.
put this together, but it's missing some pieces.
Well, he's going to look to his henchmen and say, hey, guys, maybe we should try and look for that missing piece.
How many
They can
pieces
look
appear
around.
to be missing, Daniel?
I mean, you surmise that there's probably about 6 pieces missing.
6.
Are there any more doors in this room?
Nope. Just the mirror with the reflection staring back at
Huh.
Nesta and Sorka. And they have a perfect puzzle.
I'm gonna smile back at my reflection.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, it smiles.
Hmm.
Oh, I guess I should probably point out that like the reflection is not moving at this point. That's
Okay.
probably relevant. Yeah, it's just kind of looking at you.
Well, maybe the pieces are around the keep. Maybe we should explore further and see if we can find these puzzle pieces.
What happens is if you try to look behind the mirror?
You gonna try to pull the mirror off the wall? You mean it's like stuck to the wall? Do you mean you want to like pull it off the wall, look behind it like that? Is that what you mean by behind it?
I always want to see if I could, but if I have to
Yeah,
pull
you
it
could.
off the
You
wall,
just have to
then
pull it off the wall. Yeah, you could do it. Sure, you want to do that.
Seems like a bad idea, but yeah, I want to do that.
Okay. Yeah, you and of course you reach over to pull it. The your reflection is kind of looking at you, and you pull it off the wall, and there's nothing back there.
Nothing.
Wall.
Okay. All right. Be like, sorry, and put it back.
Yeah. When you look back, hold on, let me just make sure. When you look back, you see that the puzzle that's on the table in the reflection has moved down the table. So it was like here before, and now it's like closer to the U, basically.
Oh.
Oh. Like it's almost at like the edge of their table, basically now.
So what happens if I turn the mirror so the mirror is facing down and shake
You
it?
turn it this way?
Yep.
And shake it? Okay.
Yep.
Wow, okay. Yeah, you do that, and the puzzle falls out. the full puzzle, their whole puzzle falls out. As do two skeletons.
This falls out of the mirror on the ground in front of all of us.
Yep. The puzzle, and also two skeletons who are dressed exactly like Sorka and Panesta, except for their clothes are ancient and rotted. And of course, they don't have all your weapons and magic and stuff. And
Are
like,
they
you can see like
coming
bits
to
of hair and stuff?
me, or are they just?
Nope, they're not like old decrepit youths anymore. They're skeletons. Like they fall around like broken and dusty. No, they're dead for sure. And
what have you two done?
The puzzle, of course, broke apart when it fell.
Curse upon yourselves.
I was just investigating. Nobody stopped me.
I hope this, though, is no curse you've brought on yourself of any impending doom coming soon.
Well, I hope that as well.
Would you do it at the mirror now? Because I'm imagining you're holding the mirror now and you're looking down at yourself.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh crap! I will put it back on the wall.
Okay, you put the mirror on the wall, and you see that there is now a black space, like a hole, basically, going through, and you can actually see that it looks like a tunnel that kind of goes in and turns, and you can actually see like some daylight coming, well, like what appears to be daylight, anyways, at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, I look at Breakhill. I go, I don't know if this is an oops or not. Oops. But I think in the puzzle's on the ground now, right? It broke apart.
Yeah, it's broken apart on the ground, yeah.
But I can pick it back up and put it back together.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, yeah. You do that.
And then compare it to the one on the table. I'll put them side by side on the table and see which pieces are missing.
Okay, yeah, you definitely could do that. You see which ones are missing.
Okay.
I mean, they don't seem to be anything like specific. I mean, they're not like words or anything, but you can definitely see which ones are missing.
Okay. And there's two skeletons dressed like us.
Yeah, dressed like you.
Oh boy. I look at Sork and I say, I'm sorry if I've cursed you forever.
I'm sure that there is a way to undo curses. We'll figure that out if the time comes.
Okay. All right, I'm going to look at the black tunnel that I've made. I might as well now. So
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks like
Sorka.
it's go ahead, sorry.
I just wanted to say Sorka wants to investigate that as well.
Yes, you guys look into this tunnel. It looks like it's cut right through the stone, same stone that the dome is made out of. And if you shine a light in there, you can kind of see that it's a tunnel. I mean, it's dark because there's no light in there, of course, but you can see that it goes down, and that looks like it, because the whole thing's curved, right? But then instead of being like a dead end with a door, like most of the things you've seen, it seems to curve past, and then you can actually see some light coming, which you imagine is daylight, because based on what it looks like.
I look over at Brighild and Sorka and everybody, and I say, "What do you think?"
Yeah, Brickhill's staying as far away from that mirror as she can. I mean, you're having to relay this information, so she's like, there's something not good about this. Sorka, there's no way you can turn back into some animal and go down there that way, can you, real quick and check it?
I can't turn into an animal today.
Well, it looks
Two
like
Lock, why
daylight.
don't you crawl down there?
Looks like daylight is coming through there. So, well, all right. This is one for you. He looks at Panesta, and Tulak goes through the hole.
Oh, don't have to do that.
Yeah, no. Sorka's gonna step in front of Tulak, and she's gonna say, if Panesta and I are cursed, then the curse is already on us. I'll go.
Yeah, Tulak, you don't have to do this.
No, I really think it's just outside.
Well, if it is, I'll come back and I'll let you know. And Sorka's gonna start crawling through the tunnel.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely can do that. So you crawl through. It's not very long. It's like maybe 20 feet. And yeah, you get to the edge and you kind of look, and you can see that you're looking into maybe like a 40-ish foot rounded room. You can see that right below would basically you'd have to step down a bit out of the wall basically to get to where you're going. There's like a walkway that's maybe like 2 feet wide that circles around the entire thing, and then there's water that goes out to the center, and in the very center you see there is a pedestal, for lack of a better word. It's coming up out of the water. It's about 10 feet over where you are. It is shaped roughly in the shape of a star. It's about 10, 15 feet at its widest points. You see on it is some kind of a chair, like a stone chair. And you can see it's above your head, so you can't see much, but you get the feeling with the sunlight coming down that there's like glints of some gems or gold or something up there. But it's hard to see, obviously, without being taller. And of course, actually, the most important thing, the roof is busted away, and you can see outside. You can see the sky.
Are there any, like, around on the walls, are there any doors or anything like that?
You do not see any of the doors now.
Okay. Sorka's gonna, like, go ahead and, like, you said I'd just have to drop down just a little bit to get, like, would I be able to get back up in the tunnel if I did that?
Yeah, it's like maybe like 4 feet or something.
Okay, Vanessa's gonna go ahead and, like, pop out of the tunnel. Sorka. I don't know why I did that. Sorka's gonna pop out of the tunnel, and she's gonna take her quarterstaff, and she's gonna like slowly lower it down into the water to see like how deep the water is.
Okay, so you're gonna break the surface of the water with the quarterstaff?
Now that you say it like that, yes, that's what she's gonna do.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you stretch the quarterstaff down into the water. It does not touch anything. It's deeper than your staff.
All right. Okay, Sorka's gonna get back into the tunnel and crawl back down. And yeah, she'll let everyone know what's down there with the statue and the chair and maybe some gems at the top and the really, really deep water.
You did not see the missing crown, did you?
I did not see a crown, though there were like glints at the top, like, you know, maybe gems or something up there, maybe something of value, but I couldn't see anything.
Well, I know, but we must find the missing crown and return to this apparition that Tulak has seen before we start taking everything according to what he was told.
Is it possible that the glint I saw could have been the crown? Like that's what I'm trying to think.
Well,
That's what I was thinking.
Sorka didn't spend too much time over there. Maybe we should all go over there and take a closer look.
It could be this crown.
I don't think it's a good idea for all of us to go through there. What if even though you say there is an open to the outside, what if this passageway closes behind us? Maybe some of us should stay on this side of the room.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'd be willing to go back with Sorka if you guys want to stay.
I'll go and check for tracks or any sign of the crowd.
Okay.
I guess myself and Estrella will stay here then.
Okay. So Tulak, and Sorka and Panestra are all going to crawl through?
Yes.
Okay, you can do that.
Yep.
Yeah, you crawl in. I mean, it's basically as I described. And so far as tracks, you don't see any. I mean, there's some dirt and dust and stuff in here, but you would imagine that maybe. Well, I don't know if you imagine this, but basically there you don't see much dirt. Even though the ceilings collapsed, you imagine. Well, I guess you imagine that it fell into the water. So like you don't see dust, and it seems very clean in here, and thus no tracks.
Is the water very clear?
The water's clear, but incredibly deep. So you can see down like a few feet, then it gets really dark.
Okay. He says, I wonder what's down there.
Sorka would like to unsheath her dagger of light. It casts light in a 10-foot radius.
Okay.
And she would like to take some fishing string and tie it onto the end of her quarterstaff. And then she's going to dip her quarterstaff down into this water and see like how far down she can like see the light and if she can see any more.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. So you do that. You spend some time doing that. You stick it down there, and the light shines down. Beyond the length of I don't know how long the quarterstaff is, 6 or 7 feet. It's deeper than that, significantly.
I have a silk rope, and then he pulls out this very thin but strong silk rope and hands it over to Sorka. Maybe you could tie this down and see how deep that goes.
The light only shines about 10 foot, so I'm not sure how far it would go down before we wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah, we may be able to see the glint.
I mean, I can try it, I guess, though. I mean, it's a quarterstaff, so it'll probably just float. I probably wouldn't be able to do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's gonna look around at the sparkling stuff on the ceiling, was it?
Yeah, well, because the sun's out, so you can see like some glint like reflecting off the wall, so there's something sparkly up there. The only thing you can really see from where you are is the chair, because it's well over 10 feet over your head. So you're like looking out 20 feet and up 10 feet. And you see this chair. You just see the top of the chair, really.
Yeah. Maybe your floating carpet could take you up there so that you could take a closer look, Panesta.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I can do that. I mean, it's possible I'll die, but I'm cursed anyway now, right? So I broke the puzzle.
Such is the life of an adventurer.
I'll stay back here just in case my bow misfunctions again.
Okay, so you roll it out. I mean, it's not really a lot of space, but you could probably roll it out into the tunnel, however you want to do it. I mean, not going to be too much of a pain in the ass, but you roll the carpet out and get on it, and you're going to fly up to the top of this pedestal?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. So you fly up there, and you see a few things.
Okay.
You see that this is a very solid-looking stone chair. You see that there was at one time, although no longer because it's just laying on the ground, probably a body. Now it's a skeleton. So you see the skeleton laying on the ground like it was on the chair, and now it's on the ground. You see a few feet away from the skeleton a crown.
Okay.
And you also see 3 relatively large chests and leaning against one of the chests in a sheath is a with a jeweled handle is a two-handed scimitar.
Oh. A jeweled handle, 3 chests.
Yeah, it's got a jewel handle, two-handed scimitar, and 3 chests. And of course the crown and the skeleton. Skeleton looks like it
Right.
was dressed in some kind of silken and heavy like beautiful clothing at one point, but of course now it's rotted with time because it's been exposed to the air.
Okay.
You see from up here too that the pedestal is actually shaped like a star, as I mentioned, but you can see it's shaped like an 8-point star.
Shaped like an 8-point star? Okay.
And it's about 10-foot radius, so I mean there's enough space up there if you want to land.
Not yet.
I'm just making fun.
Everything about this screams trap to me. So, to her, to Pinesta. So,
Of course,
it
you gotta
does.
be
Right.
wise adventurer.
So I'm gonna go back and tell Sorka and wait. You said there was daylight. Can I fly up and out
Yeah.
and see like where I am in relation
Sure.
to
Of course.
things?
Yeah, you fly up and you see that you come up right up out of the top of the dome where it was collapsed
Okay.
before.
All right, that's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure. All right, I'm gonna go back down. I'm gonna go tell Sorka and Tulak. And then I suppose we should tell Brighild and Estrella and figure out how we want to approach this. Or if we want to approach this.
Sounds excellent.
I mean,
Let's go
yeah.
back to them and see what they think.
I mean, at the very least, I could swoop down, grab the crown, and swoop out again. I could try.
I don't think
Well-
you should take the crown out. From what the ghost told me, he wants the crown back on his head. If the
Well-
crown seemed like it fell off from the skeleton's head, you could perhaps prop up the skeleton in its chair and set the
Put it back
crown
on his
on its
head.
brow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, could do that.
But
I
let's
mean,
see
if
what
you want,
Brighild-
I'll go with you, or we can go back to Brighild first. I feel like if we go back to Brighild first, she's gonna say we should leave this evil place and never return. So
We
I
should
don't
probably
know.
ask her though.
Yeah,
I'll probably do this no matter what she says. So
yeah, I don't want to get punched again, so let's go back there and tell her.
When you come back, she'll listen to what you tell her and she'll go, I think it is a good idea you've come up with about setting the skeleton up and putting the crown on, but I would take Tulak with you. Tulak is seen to be the one that has made contact with his spirit or whatever you want to call it. Have him pick up the crown and set it on top of the skeleton. So if the apparition appears, he will see that it is Tulak doing what he said he would do.
okay, I guess I can take Tulak.
I don't want to be that girl, but the only thing that worries me is he wants the crown put back on his head, and you said we could have whatever else we wanted. Well, what are the chances of us putting the crown back on his head, and then you don't think that's going to have some chance of like bringing him back to life? Or
Oh, absolutely, there's a chance. Yeah.
okay, so we're just gonna say screw it and just chance it.
Well, Pinesta does have a flying carpet, so
well,
it'll be easier for her to get away should something happen.
What about the rest of us?
and if it brings him back to life, we'll just kill him again. Restore the balance.
Well, nothing says he will try to kill us if we bring him back to life. You're assuming that he's going to come back to life and immediately be like, oh, now that you put the crown back on my head, I'm going to kill you. I mean, he might not.
I'm not really making assumptions. I'm just more along the lines of laying out possibilities at this point.
I agree with you, Estrella. There is a risk, but if I were a king, a dead king who used to sit on a throne and the crown used to be on my brow, I probably just want to rest with that crown rather than um, be on the ground with my crown on the dirt.
Well, I can't really argue with that too much. But just give me a moment before you do it, if you would. And then Estrella is just going to kind of turn around and ball her fists up and hold them to her chest. And she's going to do a cellular readjustment. Because I keep forgetting that I have that ability. So that will heal me back up all the way.
For a second, I thought you were going to be like, let me just do something. Estrella turns and she leaves.
No.
Well, I mean, really,
I'm
only
gonna be-
Tulak and I are going to be able to get up there unless you guys want to drop in through the top of the dome or something.
I still think it would be best that me and Estrella stay here in this room in case this tries to close or something, that we can try to get you out if the top closes also.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I just want to be completely prepared if something happens. And I just kind of lean up against a wall and just reach up because, holy crap. Brighill, the imposing, is still imposing as far as height. So she just kind of reaches up and drapes an arm over her shoulder because I'm only 5'1".
Yep, Brickyard's 5'11", so yep.
Yeah. I'm just built like a
You're
barrel.
5'1" in width and height.
About 160 pounds of muscle.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
At
definitely
5'1".
And nothing wrong with
Excellent.
being 5 foot and strong. So
Yes.
Exactly.
But Sorka, I think it would be best that you stay close to this tunnel, and once the Tulak does that, if something goes wrong, you would be the first to try to get back to us to bring us in to help.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Good idea, Brickhill.
She kind of points a finger at Sorka and has a semi-serious expression, and she goes, "And you be careful."
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Tulak's gonna give his silk rope to Panesta and just hang on to this just in case I need to be pulled out of here.
why is it so oily? Gross.
No, that's
exactly.
That's, no, his net was the one that was oily.
Yeah,
Oh.
wrong,
Not the
wrong
silk
rope.
Yeah,
I thought you oiled the rope too. That's why I was like,
Yeah, so did I.
no.
yeah, like a
He-
fuse.
Yeah, he had the rope attached to it. His idea before was to like shoot the net with a fire arrow to set it on fire. But anyway,
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I
Well,
misunderstood
this
that.
sounds
I
like
think
a
you
plan
oiled the
that
whole
is
thing like a
absolutely
wick.
going to work.
Okay, so just so I get this straight, so going back through the dark tunnel where the skeletons of Panesta and Sorka came from are Sorka, Panesta, and Tulak.
Tulak.
And staying in the original room are Estrella, Brighild, and the 3 henchmen, who are just like, man, we don't get paid enough for this. And the plan is that Panesta and Tulak are going to get on the flying carpet and go up to the pedestal. Sorka's going to stay by the hole.
Yep.
When you get up there, Tulak's going to jump down and do whatever Tulak's going to do to the skeleton. That's the plan.
yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right, well, that seems fine. I'm just making sure there's all pieces in place. Set this up properly.
You know, whenever
yeah.
Daniel recaps, we're like, is that really a good idea?
I just
I
want
mean,
to
it's
make sure
probably
that's
a
what it was.
terrible idea, but it sounds like a lot of fun. So I want
Well,
to
I
do
just
it.
want to make sure that I have it right because I don't want to be like, well, I wish I had first recapped about the net because I thought you got the rope.
I don't want to interrupt, but I'm glad somebody else besides me said it because I'm like, we come up with this plan, like you said, and it's like, all right, this sounds great. And Daniel says, okay, let me make sure I got this straight. And then Daniel runs by it, and you're like, fuck, this is stupid as hell.
I mean, maybe we should just leave the place and run. I mean, it's up to you guys. If you don't want to do this, we don't have to do this.
No,
I
of course we're going to do it.
I absolutely love this plan for one. So.
Yeah, I mean, sounds good. So yeah, so you fly up there and you jump down. Like I say, there's 3 chests there. They are closed currently. There's a 2-handed scimitar leaning against them with a jeweled handle. You see the skeleton of clearly a Lumerian based on his size. The clothing was at one time, beautiful, but is now since gone to dust basically, and holes and ripped up. laying maybe like 2 feet from the head is a crown. The crown is made of electrum with gems in it.
So Tulok, he's gonna very carefully and reverently put the skeleton back to its throne on the chair, and he's gonna make sure that it's stable and proper. And then after that, he's gonna pick up the crown and very gently set it on top of its head.
Okay. Yeah, you do that, and when you do, you see like kind of a glow come from the skeleton, and you can actually see the ghost like kind of on the skeleton forming. And he looks at you. You know, you can see his eyes open up, and he says, "You were true to your word. You may take what you like. I may now rest in peace." And actually, the entire skeleton and the crown disintegrated to dust in front of your eyes.
Well,
And
holy
of course, the
shit!
ghost is gone.
Nice.
Somebody that actually kept their word.
Yeah, Tulok's gonna look around, and he said he did say we could take anything. He's gonna go and grab that, two-handed scimitar,
Mhm.
and he'll unsheath it to see what it looks like first.
Yeah, you can see that it is quite beautiful. I mean, it's very ancient. Clearly, it is marked with runes, which you assume are magical in nature. It has like a faint bluish glow to it. Not so much like that it glows like sheds light, but that it has just like a faint glow to it. You can tell that it's definitely some kind of magic blade. And of course, the two-handed scimitar.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna sheath it back. He's gonna open up those chests.
Okay.
At this point, I'd fly down because he's gonna need help to carry stuff if we find anything.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the chests are full of one chest is full of copper, one is full of electrum, and one is full of gold. Yeah.
And
There's-
Tulok
there's-
says,
Thousands upon thousands of coins here.
he says, there was a simple task, and the rewards overwhelming. Here you go, Panesta. And then he starts loading stuff on the floating carpet and ferrying it back.
Yeah, I can
Well,
only
that's
carry
funny.
500.
Yeah, I was
pounds.
gonna say, well, it's 100 coins per pound,
Yeah.
I believe, in this system. So there's a total of, I'm just doing it very roughly, about 13,000 coins. It's 130 pounds. So you could fly with all the coins plus one person, probably. Depending on how much
Okay.
person weighs. But you could get them all across. So you'd have to go back for 2 luck, basically. But there's a lot of weight here, and of course you could also just fly the carpet with the coins on it, like to get it to wherever you're going later. But not with 2 people on it. Like, you're gonna have to stop. You're gonna have to do that thing like leave one person here, then fly it across, then fly back to get everybody across the water again, if that's what you plan on doing.
It could take too long. Like get some branches and make like a big. Well, I don't know if it'd be heavy, but get like a big sled and just load the chests on there and just have one person who's really really strong walk through, dragging it behind them.
Yeah.
Like a litter.
Right. Well, I think once you're back to the land, it'll be easy because the carpet can carry all the coins. I'm just saying, right now you have to move each person across too, so that's going to be one of those
Across the water, because remember
across
we're
the
on
water
the
because
island.
you're on an island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm not-
that's only slowing down part. Yeah.
And we have
That should not be a
henchmen that can
problem.
help carry stuff.
Yeah, of course. You've got a lot of coins, like say about 13,000 coins in total, plus this two-handed scimitar, in this room. So I don't know how you want to get out. If you want to go back the way you came, or it'll
Well,
be
I
a little
think-
bit of a problem to get through that original hole, but you could get back through the hole where the ghost was originally, or you could fly through the ceiling.
I was gonna say,
coins.
can I take the coins out through the ceiling and?
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is can I take Tulak out through the ceiling and so that I can bring the coins to him so that he can at least watch them,
Yeah,
just
of
in
course.
case. Yeah.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
if you came back and told us, I mean, I guess myself and Australia and the henchman, we could just start making our way back to, the way we come in to meet you on
Yeah.
the outside.
I would fly down, tell
Yeah.
Sorka to crawl back through and tell you guys can just go out so that I can bring you the coins and Tulak.
Yeah. So I guess so. Yeah, you guys just gonna climb out the way you came, The three of them anyways, or I guess two log out, however you want to do it. You take two log out through the ceiling, and then you bring the coins after. That totally works. I mean,
Yep.
it's not
that'll
really a
work.
big deal, and you're not really in a rush. As there's really nothing since you killed the Hydra. There's really nothing too devastating on this island. So, yeah, you are able to do it. It's we can just narrate it out because you're basically able to get all the coins to the other side, and there's quite a few coins here. I mean, I'll put it in the thing, but just so you know, 5,026 copper. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say one question on our way out. Are the ants and the gems still in the basket?
They are, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. Brickhill's not going to bother it. She thinks there's something strange about that. She's not going to bother it. Suggests to Estrella and Sorka not to bother it either.
Yeah, I'm not going to go back for it.
Sorka tells you she's totally not going to bother it. She's going to be the last one out. She's going to tie a rope to the table, and on her way out, she's going to like pull like when she gets like nearly out, she's going to pull as hard as she can to try and like tilt that table over. And she doesn't know what happens, but she's just going to hope that frees the ants.
Okay. Yeah, so you just want to knock the table over, hoping that the thing will fall off onto the ground.
Yep, and hoping the ants will be free.
Fair enough. You can do that. You do that, you hear a bang, it falls. You know, whether or not the ants are free, I guess you'll never know. But you can always think that they are. Makes sense that they would be now. And yeah, you're able to fly out with the coins. So 5,026 copper, 2180 electrum, nice. 6,486 gold. That's right, 6,486 gold pieces. Plus a magical two-handed scimitar, which is +1.
I can cover my body in tape.
Man, look at that carousing we're fixing to do now.
Oh my god. So yeah, I guess we'll do as you're making your way back, whether you made a litter or the henchmen are helping to carry stuff, or you want to use the magic carpet, whoever it is, you're traveling back. We'll do one more. It's always good to always good to do one more check. We're back to the top again. So Rush, roll a d6 for us to see if any dinosaurs eat you on the way out.
Right. Let's see.
Nope. Success. All right, yeah. So you guys are able to make your way. It's only, it's a few hours, but it was a good day's work. By the time you get to the ship, the sun is starting to set over Hyperborea. You load your loot up, to tell your tale to your sailors. Somehow you made it in, destroyed the beast, and made it back out. I will say this, which you didn't actually, I guess I didn't mention it when Young was there. You would have noticed too that in that room where the ghost was, there was definitely some more like area down there with tunnels, but obviously that wasn't where you needed to go. So it was good that you didn't go that way because you would have been winding around in those tunnels for a long time probably. But otherwise, you've got the treasure that you came for, and you're on the boat heading back to the mainland, I guess. Unless there's something else somebody wants to do as we wrap up.
Tulak is gonna pay each of his henchmen 10 gold pieces for
Nice.
bonus.
Yeah, they look at those thousands upon thousands of gold pieces, and they're like, "Thanks."
Here's
Nice.
a bonus for you, chap.
Yeah, it's 10 gold. It's 10 gold pieces.
10
They're
gold
like,
pieces.
you spent that much for lunch yesterday.
You got to earn
No.
your way to a full share, buddy.
That's right. No. They're happy to have the money, and have survived.
Stray's like, you want to know why? Wow, you get a full share. You let yourself get bitten 6 times by a Hydra. Then you can have a full share.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
The henchmen are
they're happy with 10 gold.
the henchmen are all looking at they're all looking at Estrella and they're all nodding to each other. It's like, yeah, I don't want that.
No, we'll take 10 gold. That's like a month's
That's
salary.
right.
We're good. Yeah, that was good, guys. So yeah, well, I guess we'll leave it there, and we'll figure out what other adventures you will have in Hyperborea, and more specifically the Lemurian.
Oh, we got a carouse though, don't we?
Yeah, we'll do that. We can do that offline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop the stream. So thanks for playing, guys, and we'll end it there.